729. We're going to have prayer warriors on watch for about 7 hours. Let's pray and watch God move. Bishop Manning said.
Tell a friend, call a friend, tell everybody.
The following is brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
Since the month of January 2025, the Spanish Town Depot has started 5 new routes in Clarendon.
The new JUTC route is a game changer. It's affordable, comfortable, and so convenient. I can get to and from work, no hassle.
The government are look out for it.
We're grateful here at Chapelton for JUTC to extend their service to us, where our students can come to school and go home safely in nice, clean, comfortable environments.
I am grateful for the JUTC bus because it is safe and it is even safe for the students to travel.
It's now time for Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk. Call us and let us have a discussion. Good afternoon, listeners, and welcome to a happy Wednesday on The Sports Desk. My name is Christopher Zidane Matthews. We go until 4 p.m. As per usual. We should be having some reports once again today from the urban area cricket final, senior cricket final between St. Jago High and Excelsior High. So you can listen on for that. Persons who used to attend these schools or generally just followers of high school cricket who will be able to hear the latest in those games. But I said it was a happy Wednesday because of the wonderful result that happened yesterday in the Champions League quarterfinals, first leg between Arsenal and Real Madrid. Let me just say though, Inter Milan, they went down to Bayern Munich and beat them 2-1. 2 late goals. Inter took the lead against run of play. I watched the game last night because I wasn't able to watch it live. Obviously because I was watching Arsenal while I was on here. But it was against run of play. Wonderful finish from Martinez. Bayern Munich got a late goal from one of the greatest players in their history, Muller. Very, very late, Bayern Inter Milan was able to find the winner. Harry Kane, once again, looking as if they're going to win the German league, so he will win a trophy, But I'm sure he was eyeing the Champions League when he made the decision to go to join Bayern Munich. That it's not looking good right now, but that's close. And remember, the away goal rule is no longer in. So all they have to do is win the game. Just win the game, and you have at least extra time on your hands there. You know, and win one. When I say that, I mean just one. Just they just need one goal, pretty much. If they win by a larger margin, obviously they are through. That's for that game. But what a fantastic performance from Arsenal yesterday, in particular Declan Rice. So it was not only about the goals. The goals topped it off. Brilliant. That was an all-time great Champions League performance. He was all over the place with quality. Tracked. He ran the Real Madrid midfield riot, Declan Rice. Not with any fancy tricks or skills, obviously, but his energy and his work rate, and that's what we saw from him most of last season. That's why a lot of Arsenal fans, when we saw this, we were happy with it. This season has been up and down inconsistent. But that performance was spectacular from Declan Rice. He makes his runs when he picks up the ball and there's space in front of him. As I said, he's not going to step over the ball and drop the shoulder and kill anybody. But once there's space, he will run into it and run by people and create havoc. And that's what he did yesterday. And then 2 special things. And then Mikel Merino with a brilliant finish. Looked like a striker, for sure. So clearly they would have seen it within him. And that is exactly why Mikel Arteta opted to utilize it. Well, there was not many options, though, because it was so depleted from a striker standpoint for Arsenal. And, you know, Gabriel Jesus, I was worried about Kivior playing because he's a schoolboy error waiting to happen for the most part when he plays this season. And it's not that he was great, you know. He held his own. But Arsenal was so good and had so much of the ball and pushed Real Madrid back so much. Career, as I said, he was okay, but he wasn't spectacular because of Arsenal overall dominance in the game and how Arsenal kept Real Madrid at bay. But the Gabriel loss in defense is not anywhere close to as big as losing attacking because really and truly, I think Arteta did well in terms of recruiting defenders. Because Ben White can play central defense as well. California can play central, even though he's in but not out for the season. So losing Gabriel for the rest of the season is not as bad as having both Jesus and Havertz out as alternate strikers because we don't have nobody to replace them. But Arsenal still did well in attacking force nonetheless. And Thibaut Courtois still had to make some point blank saves in that game. That's how good Arsenal was. It was a wonderful football game. Quality. Let's see how the second leg will go. But Arsenal, based on their defensive record, they are big favorites to advance now. And if 11 against 11 for 90 minutes and Arsenal doesn't advance, you have to question a lot of things because I don't care who Real Madrid historically is. This Real Madrid team is not that great. And Arsenal in the Champions League and also in the league is excellent defensively. So you have a 3-0 cushion. You expect a team with the quality that they showed last season and the season before should be able to see all this. So let's see. All right, we go to the first call. You don't have to discuss anything I talk about. You can discuss any sporting topic. So we go to the first call. Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Matthews.
Good afternoon, Monty.
Yeah, before we touch the Arsenal thing there and the Champions League, a couple months ago, we hear CT with this thing. I mean, I totally forget to address it. So I'm going to address it today, right? Mm-hmm. While me, you know me rate Steve Smith, right, Mr. Matthews? You know me rate Steve Smith, but
yes.
CC have Steve Smith and Brian Lara over Sachin, and a couple of the reasons why he used the records and this and that. But while I think Steve Smith is the best of the three, but I think it is close. I think it is close, and I think Sachin is a better batsman than Brian Lara. And some of the things that he's using against Sachin, Mr. Matthews, is Sachin not score 500 runs in a series. But Sachin has played 200 games, Mr. Matthews, and to maintain a 53 average, Mr. Matthews, and score 500 runs in a one test series. Don't you think that is a testament of how good you are?
Yeah, well, clearly, Sachin Tendulkar is one of the best.
Yeah.
Did he say that? Did he say Brian Lara? Did he say Brian Lara scoring 500 runs is the reason why he has him over?
No. One of the reasons. Remember, use one reason.
Did he use that as one of the reasons?
Yeah, man. He's used one of his main reasons is because Sachin Tendulkar never make 500 runs in one test series before.
I don't believe.
Yeah, man. Well, he can come on and say that he can come on and think. Yeah, man. Him say it, man.
That would be
we have a tape. We have a tape.
That would be a silly reason, about.
Yeah, man. That is one of the reasons. And me even have to come on.
But that 500 runs wasn't even test cricket.
Repeat.
The 500 that Brian Lara made wasn't even test cricket.
No, man. 500 runs in our series. You don't understand.
Oh, in our series.
500 runs in our series. Tendulkar never makes 500 in one series.
But that is still well. That
for you to maintain a 53 average, I never score 500 in a one series. That is a testament of how consistent you are, Because while a man can make some big scores, if a man makes 300, and in a 5 game he make 300, and you in a 5 game he make 300, and then in another 5 game he make, call it a duck or so, and you like 80 yard, 90 yard, and you end up with a higher average. Oh, don't you think that I am more consistent than you?
I just don't believe that.
Yeah, man, him can come on.
That's a main reason.
Yes, he did.
I made 500 runs once in a series that you have never done that, and you're better than me.
Yeah, man, that is one of his reasons, and that is why it made me really have to address that today. And couple other things, Mr. Matthews. Sachin make 1,000 plus runs 6 times in a calendar year. No other batsman has ever done that. So to make 1,000 plus runs in a calendar year, I make 500 runs in a one series. That's another testament of how consistent the person is,
Yes.
Right? And we have some other records here for the Tendulkar. But
what about the fact that for the most part, Sachin Tendulkar would be in a fantastic batting lineup? So he came in far more often in more comfortable positions.
No, but you could have said the same thing about Brian Lara.
Brian Lara came in comfortable position.
No, man. What I'm saying, if you say, Sachin never. What you say? Sachin come in a comfortable team attack or not comfortable?
His batting lineup was one of the best in the world at one point. So a lot of times he came in and he was comfortable. The score was on the board, so he didn't have to worry about not getting out. So he could come in and just ease into plus the shine of the new ball would have gone and all of the things. So what about that?
Yeah, but not all. But that is not a time. But I can think there. Rebut that by saying Sachin, the team that Sachin had did not have the kind of bowler like Walsh and Ambrose.
No, what has to do with it?
No, that's what I'm saying to you. That if you go, if you
ridiculous.
The team,
that's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous.
Yeah, break and come back.
Hold it, we're coming.
Mommy, can we buy some Easter bun, please? Make sure it's Whitfield Easter bun, because it tastes so good. You can eat it with butter, cheese. You can eat it with anything. You can even eat it by itself. Just buy it. Try it. You will love it. Whitfield is the best Easter bun. From it reach your shelf, say it done. Buy Whitfield Easter bun.
Get it in your supermarket and grocers island-wide. Visit us at 4 Western Park, Maypen, and 1 near Richmond Park Avenue, Kingston 10. Call us at 876-986-2256 or 210-3772.
Praise the Lord and God bless you. This is Archbishop Wayne Jonathan Manning I from Omega Radio. We'd like to inform the listening audience that effective immediately, KLAS Radio is officially Omega Radio now. You are listening to Omega Radio. Tell everybody, the station where Jesus Christ is the star. God on Sports. Sensible. 89 FM, Jamaica. Tell a friend, call a friend, tell everybody.
Maxfield Bakery, breads and buns and bullets. Maxfield Bakery for breads and buns and bullets too. It's Maxfield Bakery for the best Easter bun, that's
Maxfield Easter bun, the juicy fruity Easter bun. Order online and send abroad at maxfieldbakery.com or call Maxfield Bakery at 926-2160 or 929-3897 and get yours before they're done. Skiata says so.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk.
All right, Monsilin, back with you.
Yeah. What you just said about this coming to a position, it's not a bad point, But the thing is, it's not all the time. India did have a good opener, but not a good opening partnership, So a lot of times it was actually when Sachin and Dravid come together. That is the time when India really put on the big scores.
Yeah, but at one point it was almost automatic that Brian Lara would come with West Indies 10 for 2.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I will give you that point. But I'm saying it's not. It's not like India did have two big openers at that time. They had one opener. What his name is?
But for a long stretch, they had the best batting.
They had a very good batting lineup. I'm not going to lie you with that. Yeah. But for Sachin to be the best batsman in a very good batting lineup, that is a testament to him too.
No, it means nothing.
Because even though his batting lineup was good, he was the best of the lot.
No, that don't mean nothing.
Well,
Yeah.
better to you.
Yeah, I know some better counters for Sachin, but I don't hear it in the front.
Anyway, me going to get into that when CC respond. Me have a lot more, but more and get to the World Cup and the Champions League. Very good game from Arsenal yesterday.
Yes.
And I want Real Madrid to drop out. One of the reasons why I want them to drop out is I idiot thing them keep up last year for boycott the man them ceremony because Vinny no win the Ballon d'Or. That's one of the reasons I want Arsenal. But you said something the other day, Mr. Mattis. Let me quickly finish up. The champion. Me look on the game. The champion in games, not that one game, but this is a better indication of a quality team per se, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a better indication because while the World Cup man play with heart and this and that, but in terms of skills in a one team,
yes,
I think the Champions League outweigh the World Cup.
Yeah, the standard is higher, and it's not a fair comparison. And let me tell you, because of the big money in club football, they have the better coaches generally as well. The better coaches coach club football because bigger money is there. So the big clubs pay the biggest money for the biggest coach. So the best, and now these best coaches have the players for months and weeks preparing for the Champions League, and they have games within the league to help them prepare for that as well. And they have the chemistry, the camaraderie. So everything that you want to increase your quality as a football team is better in the Champions League than it is at the World Cup. There's no two ways.
Right, and the worrying thing for Real Madrid in the second leg, as you say, Arsenal defensively is one of the best. And if Arsenal can maintain them defensive discipline and catch them on the counter, because they have to come out, you know, at some point, you know.
Yeah, I think
they can play around, you know.
I think the only team better than Arsenal defensively is Inter Milan, you know. So it's not
right.
It's not a normal defense. Real Madrid will face.
Right. But what do you think about Arteta for the weekend? Do you think he's to rest some of them players for the weekend?
It is inevitable, man. He will. Same like him rest some of them, but he will maybe bring them on. I think Saka needs football, so he might play 60 minutes. And the game is on Wednesday, and we are playing Saturday, so a lot of days to recover. So I think Saka might get 60 minutes.
I just hope you don't get no injury. I really want to know if you win.
No injury to any of the front three are the Gahanian.
All right.
We can't miss any of those. All right, cool. Big up. All right. 6766968 or 6152841, 6152841. Those are marvelous performances from Declan Rice. Yes. Yeah, and the discussion started from last evening, you know, and I hear it on the radio this morning. Obviously, people will always disagree, but take it from the expert. There's no comparison. As great as both were, right? It's like one student averaging 100 in her exams, and the other averages 80. Both are great, but you can't compare 88 to 100. So the second free kick was 100. Perfection. The other was 80. Beautiful. Well struck, but can't compare it to the second. That was perfect. Back on. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Yes.
Yes, Zidane.
Yes, sir.
All right. When I said the Arsenal game yesterday, brilliant game from Arsenal. But question.
Yes.
How you're bringing Arsenal as a must-win for the second leg and going into semi-final?
What do you mean must win? What do you mean?
But over both legs. You must move on to the semi-final. You're having them as the team that will go to the semi-final.
Yeah, I will be shocked if Real Madrid overturns this.
No, I mean, I ask you, that's it.
Yeah, man. If you ask me, if I could borrow $1 million and put it up for somebody with the next $1 million, would I do it?
Oh, you don't do it?
Yeah, so it means I think when I say I'll be shocked.
Arsenal will go through?
Yes.
All right. So is it after the game next week when we're going to call what the program?
Who is this I'm talking?
Richie. Let's call him Richie.
You're going to call me back and I won't hear from you.
You won't hear from me?
No, you're going to talk up him more.
All right.
You tell us I won't.
They'll tell you, Richie. Just remember
Richie.
the name. Richie.
I won't hear from you, Richie. Are you going to find?
Right.
You're going to call me months later and say, boy, you couldn't get through.
All right.
It's a pity I don't have a number for trouble. Yo. This is over, baby.
All right.
This is over, baby.
Remember, Arsenal have a way to let down them fans, you know. Remember that, you know.
Yeah, but that's over games. So over some games, them Arsenal will disappoint and then lose the league or get knocked out. But in this situation, with this, you really see Arsenal dashing away anything from this sort of situation.
Eh?
Yeah.
All right. But now say that, you know. But as I said, next week, Thursday morning,
Yes.
Thursday afternoon,
Yes.
we'll talk. Whether or not, we'll talk.
All right.
All right, my boss.
All right, Richie. Richie, call me if you confirm with me and say it done, you know. You come for me and Richie, me right on your name. No man, with defense, is I think it's Inter alone. I'm not sure what Liverpool was defensively, but I know Arsenal was among the top two defense coming out of the league stage of the competition, and then we conceded what 3 times against PSV. Yeah, so big side quality, but we all knew that's the point I was making though. That I said I didn't expect us to blow them away like this, but I thought if we had everybody defensively, Gabriel, I think we could squeeze Madrid. I said that before the game. We are so good at, and we can hold them out and then try to make something. But more than nick something, it was a master class from the Arsenal team. And the first 10 minutes belonged to Arsenal. Real Madrid came into the game after that, and then did it a real contest. But it was brilliant from us. All right, so what would you, Nicholas? Talk to me. All right, 615-2841. That's 615-2841. Call through and let. And listeners, I'm not going to ask any questions for any call or any listener. Please call the program and ask questions for yourself. Yeah? All right. Are ready? All right, send me them.
Text message. It's now time for text messages on the sports desk.
All right. Good day, Zidane. The game of football we see yesterday from Arsenal, I think, is the best game you will ever see. We're struggling there. We're one team. We're one team has 11 shots, all on target. Goalkeeper saved 5, 3 scores, and the next 3 was clear off the line. Now tell me if any of you ever see a club like this. Have you seen a game like this, international or club? Interesting. Yeah, man, but Arsenal, indeed, they spoke about it earlier. They peppered the goal pretty much. It was a masterful. All right, let's read that. Why is Zidane talking about Arsenal great defense going to Madrid? Doesn't he realize Gabriel was a part of the great defense they have, and he's injured now? All right, well, that's a fair point. That the most constant defender will be out for that game. But the reason why Arsenal was so good defensively is what they do as a unit. Yes, the individual abilities of Gabriel and the other French guy is important, but it's really collectively what we do, right? So good point, but my counter to that is that collectively we are very disciplined, very organized, and all the players work hard. Even our attacking midfielder, Captain Martin, he runs the track and tackle. So there's no let up for you from that standpoint with Arsenal. Zidane, while you may have a point about the Champions League versus the World Cup, but I must say the last World Cup final match could possibly be the best football match I've seen in my life. So don't totally dismiss the World Cup quality. Two-faced from it. No, man. They were then the World Cup in the second best, man. And high standard as well. Yeah, it's not dismissed, man. World Cup the second best thing. The quality is high. I just think generally the games in the champ. Sometimes you watch some games, even knockout stage, you want them. This is really the World Cup. You know? But the World Cup a big thing about us. It's not a disrespect to the World Cup or dismiss. Just Champions League. All right, we take our second break of the day, Nicholas. And we come back for more Sports Desk on the other side.
For financial news and the latest developments in the business community and economy, Financially Speaking is the top choice. Join me, your host Errol Gregory, Mondays and Wednesdays at 12:30 p.m. as we look at current economic issues, provide small business tips, and help you to build your business and portfolio. That's Financially Speaking, sponsored by Jamaica Stock Exchange, JSC Online Trading.
This is Heather White Davis McDonald, and I'm inviting you to join me Tuesdays at 11:30 a.m. to 12 midday for Let's Reason. We will be reasoning on real life issues with real people. So join me and be blessed.
Do you want the keys to discovering your God-given purpose? Would you like a strategy to fulfill your unique destiny on earth? How about a map to help you navigate the twists and turns on your journey of life? Do you, don't you, will you, won't you? If I coax you, would you want to? Don't you want to? Aren't you going to? Oh, come on, you said you would. Hey, this is Everton Thomas, your friend, your bishop, from the Emmanuel Apostolic Church International with headquarters at 12 Slide Road in Kingston, Jamaica. And I'm inviting you to join me this and every Friday at 11 a.m. right here on this station for Insights, inspiring conversations for everyday life. That's Insights, Fridays at 11 a.m. God bless you now. Stay awesome.
It's now time for Sports in a Minute, sponsored by Edgechem, Western Sports, Megamart, Spectrum Insurance Brokers, D'Angelo Auto Spears and Accessories Limited, and Fosrich. Novak Djokovic waits for a 150 ATP singles title continues after he exited the Monte Carlo Masters in a horribly straight opening loss to Alexander Kidullo. Djokovic, who have won the event 2 times, made 29 unforced errors compared to his 18 winners in a subdued start to the 37-year-old clay court season, resulting in a 6-3, 6-4 defeat. The record 24-time men's major champion had won the last 10 matches he had contested on clay, including his run to the Olympic gold in July. And that's Sports in a Minute. Sports in a Minute was sponsored by Edgechem, changing lives 1 gallon at a time. Western Sports, the sports people. Megamart, best value by far. Spectrum Insurance Brokers, setting the industry standard. D'Angelo Auto Spears and Accessories Limited at 20 Balmoral Avenue, Kingston 10, and shop number 10, 1A Chapelton Road. Call 876-929-9146. And Fosrich.
Listen up, Jamaica. At Fosrich, everybody's getting a solar water heater. $20,000 deposit. 6 months to pay. What a deal. Fosrich Financing.
You're listening to Omega Radio. Broadcasting live. Omega Radio. Omega Radio. Omega.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number 1 daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk.
All righty then. Thank you very much. Welcome back to the show. And we go back straight to the phone. Hello, good afternoon.
Zidane.
Good afternoon.
I'm going to blood.
Oh, Pioneer. Where is the Pioneer? Be there.
Yeah, I see Harville in the house. Like.
No, Harville is doing some reports at the...
Oh, you're there. When are we?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to talk some basketball.
Yes.
All right, interesting results in the NBA last night. Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, man, I hear you, man.
All right, and then very, very interesting set of back-to-back games.
Tonight.
Yes.
Yes.
One of the games of keenest interest is the Houston Rockets, who I consider to be the hottest team in the NBA right now.
Yeah, they are.
Versus the Los Angeles Clippers, who are currently sitting in 5th place. All right, the Clippers last night, for obvious reasons, rested Kawhi Leonard, because they figured them up play a weak in the opposition last night. So the rested Kawhi will hopefully to have him fresh for tonight.
Yeah, man, that what appears to be the plan. You know, you have a tougher opponents tonight,
yeah.
So you play them tonight.
Second night, back to back.
Yes.
All right, very interesting. However, interested in that result, because that could have ramifications for the for the not necessarily on the Houston Rockets. I think they have secured the second seed already, but for the,
Yeah, I think with Lakers losing last night, they confirmed being the third.
yeah, man, they are now a clear 3 games ahead. 3 games left. So it's gonna be hard for anybody. But Houston, have some tough games to go to. Houston has not one of the easiest schedule, but as I said, they are now the hottest team in the Western Conference. In having beaten the Thunders, having beaten the Warriors, and looking good. As I said, a lot will ride on what is happening tonight against the Clippers. Your Los Angeles Lakers and also have a interesting back-to-back.
Yes.
Then Luka Doncic will be going back to Dallas for the first time since the trade. Then Anthony Davis will be playing against his old team for the first time since the trade. They played in LA, but Davis was out. So people kind of want to figure that Mavericks not playing for anything, but presently they are sitting in the 10th seat. For sure, so them will love to get the 9th seed, so them have at least home court
in that playing game. Yes.
First playing game against the Kings. So you figure that with everything on the line, it won't be a cakewalk for your LA Lakers.
Yes, not at all.
Who will definitely, be gunning for this winner, because as it stands right now, Zidane, not even LA, who is the 3rd seed right now, is not safe from the plane. And LA, as it stands right now, Zidane doesn't have the easiest schedule either.
How many games remain?
3 games.
Yes, and one is against Portland. You think Portland will be?
I don't think that Portland Portland play in anything. But let's see, what are the 3 games?
The 3 games are tonight: Dallas, Houston Friday, and then Portland to finish.
Good. So Houston is another tough game for you guys. So even that, that's a lot hard. The Timberwolves last night, they were up big against the Bucks.
Yeah, I was surprised that in the end when I saw you saying that Timberwolves lost. I thought they had that game.
I have not seen a game in a recent times where one unheralded player, because it's not even like a big player. He's a player that a lot of people probably have never heard his name. But he came off the bench, a player named Kevin Porter Jr.
Yes.
Came off the bench and reaped havoc. And the Timberwolves on both ends of the floor, not only was he scoring, I think he ended the game with 5 steals and a block. So this man came in and basically changed the complexion of the game. And that loss is a very bad loss to the Timberwolves.
Yes, it is.
They now have the Grizzlies to play as one of their final 3 games. And the Grizzlies obviously is playing to get into the playoffs. So the result at that one, I think Timberwolves losing last night has basically cemented Golden State. The Golden State can handle their business. They have Spurs, they have Blazers, and then they have Clippers as the last game. If they handle their business in the next 2 games, they're going to be safe by the time they get to the Clippers. Because if either way the results go between T-Wolves and Grizzlies, I think that game is tomorrow. Whoever the result goes, one of those teams they could condemn by a loss. They're going to put it Golden State and go for them 2 next game, they'll be safe.
Yeah.
So a whole lot of interest in the Western Conference, right? So in saying all of that now, what me I go pull it, me I go pull it out of you now. Tell me how you see the West. Panning out, saying and I think I asked you this question, who will be in the player and who will be in the player?
All right, it's getting interesting now, All right, the Clippers. Who the Clippers playing tonight then?
Clippers playing, hold on, let me tell you how the game goes tonight. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. I can tell you how it goes. Clippers second night back to back tonight is playing. Clippers playing the Rockets tonight. Big game. I said that at the start. Clippers Rockets tonight.
Who's home turf? It's in LA.
The game is in LA.
I think Clippers might very well win that game. All right, me think the play now go come down to Grizzlies, and me think the top 8 will stay as it is.
The top 8, the top 8 will stay as it is.
One thing I'm not sure about is the health of
the top 6 are the top 8.
Let me tell you what I'm concerned about with trouble with the friction. The health of Jamal, because they fire coach, fire GM. That seems to be an organization in disarray right now. I don't know what is going to happen. Nuggets, I think they might just lose. Yeah, you understand?
They have an interesting game tonight versus the Kings team.
There you go.
As I said, the Kings is trying to maintain that 9 seed.
And to get that home game, the playing game to be there in Sacramento.
And that game tonight is in Sacramento.
Why? So I think the Nuggets are going to fall down to the 6th spot.
The 6th spot?
Yes. So I think Warriors will replace Nuggets. I think Warriors will finish 5th.
As it stands right now, they are in the 5th seed. You know? They have the same record.
Yeah, man. But I think they have the head-to-head over the Warriors. But I think they're going to slip to the 6th spot. That's the only change I will make. Warriors will finish 5th. Nuggets will finish. So everything will remain.
So Grizzlies and T-Wolves will be
7th and 8th.
Also, no, Zidane. Remember, so the Nuggets have the Grizzlies to play in, and the Nuggets also have the Rockets to play. The Nuggets' final 3 games in Zidane is tonight versus the Kings.
Yes.
Tomorrow night, not tomorrow night. When is the 11th? The 11th versus the Grizzlies in Denver, by the way, and on the 13th at Houston versus the Houston Rockets.
They said they might fall down to the plane.
It is conceivable that they could.
Yeah.
If them lose tonight, it's going to be a tough task. Because if them lose tonight, I think them fall down to 6th. And then thereafter, the results of those 2 other games might determine their fate. Another question for you today. I mean, actually, a question you on the radio.
Yeah.
What do you think about the firing of Mike Malone?
Why? There must be some underlying issues there about that. I just don't think an organization will fire a coach with 3 games winning in the regular season. A champion coach, a championship coach who has been there for so long, and they admit that he has improved the franchise and turned them into a championship level franchise. So I think there's some underlying issue in terms of the players.
I've been scouring the internet and the media trying to find a reason. One suspect that he might have fallen out with somebody in the back office or maybe Joker as the star.
It seems as if the players are the ones that say, listen, we can't work, we continue to work. We're not going to go anywhere. I think that is the reason.
All right. Final thing. Big contentious decision last night by the referee in ejecting Luka Doncic. Saying I've been watching a lot of the since last night. I've been watching a lot of the reports. Some persons are suggesting that Luka was actually speaking to a fan behind the ref. A lot of persons are suggesting that he was actually speaking to the ref, but I try you do it under style, as we are saying in Jamaica. Give me a take on that.
Yeah, man. But a game of, remember the NBA is on show, and even in football, they tell referee, fans don't come to see you. We need to make money. The game need to be great. We're not saying we condone complete disrespect, but I don't think Luka will be silly enough to tell him something extremely rude. I'm saying at that stage you have to just make the game play. You can't eject a man of his magnitude unless you have to. But the referee, not that Lakers would have won, We're not sure about that, But I'm saying
much better.
We want to see the
whatever the results.
Exactly. We want to see Luka.
We're in for a bang up finish.
There you go, my boss. There you go. So the ref them destroyed the game last time.
I agree with you. As I said, we don't know what was said because we don't know what was said. Because all right.
You think Luka would be silly enough to say something egregious to the referee knowing he has a technical already? I don't think so.
Luka, the man push has been known to push the boundaries. Both with fans and
how often has he been ejected in the past?
Not
very. Yes.
But is a contention.
I know.
Contentious play, and I think he feeds off of that, Yes. Whether it is contention with the referees, with the fans, or with the opposing players, I think that give him an extra push. We have seen many battles with him on the Clippers, and he's always mouthing off on the Clippers players, and I think that give him a little extra fuel.
Yeah.
Add some fire to him thing. But like you, I can agree, sir. Put it away. We don't know exactly what words were said. Saying,
you think Luka was racist or told him about his parents? Or I think it would have to raise to that level for you to destroy the game like that as a referee.
We have heard people coming out and saying, boy, them think the referee should be suspended. So I hope that for the referee to be suspended, obviously there has to be a hearing by the NBA.
Yes.
And now we are hoping that in other hearing there, more information might come out and we'll get word of exactly what was said. Saying because the fact of the matter is that Luka was looking directly at the referee.
Yes.
Saying he said that he was speaking to the fan because he himself, after he got the ejection, was pointing to somebody behind the referee to say, I was speaking to that person and not to you.
Yeah, and I think he may have a point because question, it was a brilliant move to get to his spot and he made the shot. What issues would he have with that particular referee at that point in time?
No, the game, I think he was having issues with the refereeing before.
Yeah. But why would he then make after that shot want to say something to the referee that he has had issues with throughout the game?
Now, I hope so we'll get some more information. I personally was enjoying the game.
Well, man, it was a great game, boss. It was going down to the wire.
Yeah. I think based on what has been happening recently is that there are some question marks being put against the Thunders by some people. Me personally think it's been a long season. I think after the season done and that 1 week off, then they're going to recoup. And I think the Thunders are still the favourites to win the
I would love to see a Thunder Timberwolves first one.
All right. It might just manifest. Depends on what I'm going to do.
Yeah, man. The Wild Wild West, eh? All right.
Yeah,
All right,
same
fine.
one.
It is indeed the Wild Wild West. So you see that matchup, you might say, number 8 seed, 65 wins so far. They should destroy the 8 seed Timberwolves. It's not the usual 8 seed. The West is that strong with a lot of star power. We'll take another break. We're coming.
We may be all over the world, but we're still in this together. Yeah. Make it easy for you get your money. So if you have to get a thing from your brother or mommy, hey, it's not Insta, it's a MoneyGram. Zoom, check your phone, your money land. VMBS money transfer. CFA faster, easier. Sign up for VMBS direct to bank account transfer today. No matter step out behind the line, straight in your account, money reach long time. VMBS money transfer.
For financial news and the latest developments in the business community and economy, Financially Speaking is the top choice. Join me, your host Errol Gregory, Mondays and Wednesdays at 12:30 p.m. as we look at current economic issues, provide small business tips, and help you to build your business and portfolio. That's Financially Speaking, sponsored by Jamaica Stock Exchange, JSC Online Trading.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk.
Yeah, and I'm getting some news now. Thank you, my boss, that the referee that ejected Luca is the one that gave him the first technical as well. Why is he opening his feelings? Why is he destroying the people in game? You can't send off a player of his magnitude in that scenario, man. The only way Luca could be sent off unless he say something racist, say something about your parents, that's to be extreme. Or him box down a player, push down a player, a real technical. You can't eject a player at that in that close game like that, to big team televised game that people look forward across the world to see what will happen in that close game. I've been blown up by the Lakers the previous game. Come on, referee. Referee should be suspended. All right, our first report within the program, the St. Jacob versus Excelsior Urban Area Final. We'll throw to that.
This live report from the Grey Shield Urban Era High School Cricket Final is sponsored by First Global Bank. Let's now join our reporter, Orville Higgins, on location.
All right, thank you very much. Welcome to another report here from the Urban Era High School Final, where Excelsior, having lost first innings, are really piling on the runs against St. Jago here in the second innings. The score at the moment is 252 for 4, which means that they have an overall lead of 243. Just to give you an idea of what took place yesterday, Excelsior batted first and made 127, and St. Jago struggled to 136, which means that St. Jago had gotten themselves a 9 runs first inning lead, with Excelsior overnight on 29 without loss, then a lead of 22. That lead has now progressed to 243, and they owe their good position, does Excelsior, to 2 outstanding innings. First of all, David Dewar got 107 from 102 balls, 11 fours, 3 sixes, and he certainly put the St. Jago bowlers to the sword. He shaded a 180-run stand with Justin Adlam. Justin Adlam just getting out maybe about 5 minutes ago. He went for a well-played 82, 8 fours, 1 6 from 102 balls as well. So the St. Jago team are under the pump, 243 runs behind. And one of the things that I was told by the Excelsior camp is that they plan to bat until tea. They hope to be maybe 350 ahead by then, and then get a little dart at the St. Jago batsmen late in the day. So as it is now, the two not-out batsmen are DeMarcus Scott. How many is he in the score? He's on 18. And Nikolai McKenzie is on 1. Nikolai McKenzie is indeed the smaller brother of Jamaica and West Indies batsman Kirk McKenzie. So that's the position at the moment. Excelsior in their second inning are 254, 53, 253 for 4, which means that they're having an overall lead of 244, and they owe their position to two outstanding innings, as we said, with David Dewar 107 and Justin Nadlam 82. The wicket takers, we knew that the first 3 wickets to have fallen went to Vital Laws, Duana Williams, and Antoine Robinson. Who took the 4th wicket? It was Aston, Anthony Robinson took the 4th wicket. So 1 wicket each for 4 different bowlers on the St. Jago team. So that's the very latest. Excelsior with a lead in the 240s and 2 batsmen, 1 getting a big half century, 1 getting 100. And it's left to be seen. How long will they continue? Of course, remember, it's a 3-day game, so if the Excelsior team wants, they could bat all of today, but because they lost first inning points, they probably want to give themselves all the opportunity to get 10 wickets of the St. Jago team. We must report that St. Jago's captain and arguably their most outstanding player, Vital Laws, has been off the field for much of the day. He took 6 wickets against Excelsior in that first inning, 6 of 43. So with him off the field for St. Jago, it hasn't helped at all, and they are struggling to get Excelsior batsmen out. We understand that he was complaining of some stomach pain, was taken away, and we haven't seen him back since. So that is adding to the woes of St. Jago. Apart from being a good bowler, he's also a capable batsman as well. So St. Jago, not only are they almost 250 behind, but they've also, at the moment at least, without their captain and most inspirational player. That then is the latest here from Chedwin Park. We'll have another report in maybe a little under an hour or so. Until then, Orville Higgs sending you back to the sport desk.
That live report from the Grey Shield Urban Area High School Cricket Final was sponsored by First Global Bank.
No major surprises there. Excelsior went to that game as favorite. They are in control. They are forcing its points. Decided. It seems as if they are going to put themselves in a very strong position to win outright. That's not surprising. Doing well in high school cricket. We've seen them for quite some time. All right, we go back online, Nicholas. All right, not quite yet. So the report is over there. So we go. But by the way, you see the Thunder's team, people. I don't like their chances. I've been watching them, and their record against the Western Conference is very similar to the Lakers' record against the Western Conference. The Western Conference is significantly better than the East. Yeah, one could argue that the two best teams in the East can compete with all of the Western Conference, but you play more quality when you're in the West. And the fact that Lakers can match them in that regard, and I think they're too dependent on Shea. If they're going to win a championship, he's going to play. He has to play a lot of minutes, and he has to do a lot of scoring. He's probably going to have to have 35 points in the entire players for them to win a championship. Back on. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon, Alric.
Yes, sir. What's up?
I'm here.
Solo, how will I do? Cricket.
Yes.
Hey. I call it for big of your side, you know?
Yes, indeed, man.
Arsenal, man.
Gunners,
man. Great game.
Yes, it was.
Declan Rice Cook. Madrid good yesterday, man.
Yes, indeed.
Special free kick.
Yes.
The way the thing says, if you look on the 18s, if anything, you know.
Yeah, man.
I mean, that's in a team, if you can't kick over Madrid foot, I mean, I say there are some good teams and everything, but
there's no
clear
favorite.
Cut favorite. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Arsenal stand a very good chance of lifting the title.
Yes, indeed.
Because before the game yesterday, Madrid were odds-on favorite to win this over 2 legs.
Yes.
But based on Arsenal destroyed them yesterday, and Courtois, if it wasn't for Courtois, Arsenal would have been out of sight.
Yeah, man, the man makes some world class.
Excellent saves, man.
And then Rudiger cleared one off the line.
Yeah, man. So Arsenal
actually, two was cleared off the line. Actually.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Bellingham clear one.
Yes, and
Alaba clear one.
Yeah, I don't remember who cleared the other one, but yeah.
Yeah, man. Alaba and Bellingham clear two over the line. Yeah. So they played well, and what was good is that they didn't concede.
Yeah.
So going back to Madrid now, it's going to be easier for them to go through because it's going to be. Arsenal is a good defensive team, even though they are out. They are lacking Gabriel with that injury. They're still a good defensive team.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very interesting. I don't see Arsenal losing from this position. Even though it's Madrid we're talking about.
Neither do I.
Three goals is a lot of goals, and Arsenal is a good defensive team.
Yeah.
So I expect Arsenal to go on and win this tie. I'm proceed to the semi-final, and from there, I don't see it should be that difficult for them to. I think this is the best chance Arsenal has had.
Quite some time.
In quite some time.
Yeah.
To at least lift the big year's trophy, you know? Mm-hmm. So let's see how they will go on. So today now we have PSG, Aston Villa.
Yes.
Barcelona, Dortmund.
I will be watching while I'm talking really to that Aston Villa PSG.
Yeah, the one I'm interested in.
Since the winner of that tie would be the winner of the Arsenal Madrid tie. So yeah.
Yeah, so PSG has been playing well this season. So this season for the PSG, you know, I'm talking about Barcelona, but I'm talking about PSG hasn't played well this season, but Barcelona as well, with Rafinha. Rafinha has been playing well, you know. Rafinha, one of the men who probably in the running for Ballon d'Or.
No, excellent point, you know.
Yeah, man.
Yes, excellent point, my boss. The journey to the and since Salah's faded away so much, and
exactly.
Yeah, and Vision is doing a struggling for Brazil in the last couple of games. Yeah.
So here's how I still play. Him basically showing right now for the
no man, that's a good point.
So if he can keep it up and especially win the thing, he basically have at least one hand on the trophy there already. But should be good, 2 good games today. The PSG, Aston Villa. I squeeze PSG for the one this.
Yeah, squeeze them at home as well.
Yeah, man, I squeeze them at home. And I think Barcelona is supposed to get the better of Dortmund over 2 legs.
Yeah, so, the Dortmund side, they're struggling. They're struggling the last couple of months. Yeah,
Barcelona is supposed to get them, and Barcelona has been scoring a lot of goals. So I expect them to score at least 2 goals in a match at home. And so I bring Barca for that one, PSG for the other game. And the match yesterday with Bayern and Inter.
That was a game. I watched that game last night, man. That was a game, Alric, man.
Yes, man.
Yeah, man.
Inter. Made a fee funny to me there yesterday.
Yeah, but those, you see those early chances that Kane have to bury one of those, man. You have to take the lead at home, man, when you get those chances.
And then we didn't want them equalize. The man come score back on them and take the lead.
Yeah, because they know we're chasing the victory because they wanted to win at home. They didn't want to go down to Inter not having a lead.
And the way the thing I said, you know, Inter is a very good team, you know.
Hard to break down, boss. Remember the Arsenal play them, you know? They're hard to break down.
Hard to break down. Man, I don't have the numbers in terms
they concede 1 goal in the group stage, boss, and I think they won the round of 16 4-1. So them only concede.
Yeah, man. The man tight defensive.
Yeah, man.
So me not see Bayern are going Inter.
It got tough.
It got tough for them.
Yeah. So
I think Inter got squeeze and them dropped the ball at home yesterday. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
All right, pick up yourself, Alric.
Yeah, man. Cool.
Yeah, man, people. Inter Milan, hard to break down, man. They pressure you, man. They make it tough for you, man. They work so hard and they track tactically. Because as I said, Bayern Munich had some chances, you know, and they're dangerous on the counter attack as well. So you have to be careful against them. So it's tough. It's intriguing. That second leg. So next week, Wednesday, these games that played yesterday will be played next week, Wednesday. and the ones that are playing today will be playing next week too. So it's the Champions League people, and oh, this is what we were waiting for. All right, we'll take a break, Cat. We'll take a break. We're coming.
You're listening to Omega Radio. Broadcasting live. Omega Radio. Omega Radio.
Apply for your NHD refunds at nht.gov.jm or via the NHD app. Do not click on any links offering to help you. The time by the NHD is
2 o'clock.
Maxfield Bakery for breads and buns and bullets too. It's Maxfield Bakery for the best Easter bun. You know that's
Maxfield Easter Bun, the juicy fruity Easter bun. Order online and send abroad at maxfieldbakery.com or call Maxfield Bakery at 926-2160 or 929-3897 and get yours before they're done. Scatter says so.
You're listening to Omega Radio. Broadcasting live. Omega Radio. Omega Radio.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk.
Welcome back to the show. Over the last couple of years, there was a lot of big names. In terms of names, magnitude of the players, the combination of Neymar and Mbappe and Messi playing on one team in club football. I think you'd have to go back to when you had Zidane and Ronaldo. But even that, not because it was Zidane and Ronaldo and Ufika was there as well. Yeah, so probably you could go back to that when you had the Galacticos to match that sort of trio in terms of how famous and how good they are. But you move from that now, and a lot of the players really is not known by the casual football fans. So you look at the Paris Saint-Germain team, and actually think this is one of the year, although Paris Saint-Germain did go to the finals one year and lost. Was it the final? Yeah, I think they got to the finals one year and lost. But this year they look really good. Played some good football. When I saw them in the first leg against Liverpool in that first leg, and where Liverpool was at, you know how good they are. So it's going to be a tough ask of Aston Villa to keep them out in this contest. But let's see. I have a lot of time for Unai Emery, so I wouldn't be surprised if this team finds a way. But it's going to be a good test. The lining up is going to be music brought to you by H Campaigns for people who dream in color. This one is from Marvia Providence. Hear my cry over.
Come on, people of God. Here we go. Hear my cry, oh Lord. Attend unto my prayer. From the end of the earth will I cry unto thee. When my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. That is higher than I. For thou hast been a shelter for me, and a strong tower from the enemy. When my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. Hey, that is higher than I. For thou hast been a shelter. For thou hast been a shelter for me, and a strong tower from the enemy. When my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. That is higher than I. You need to talk to the Lord. Hear my cry. Attend unto my prayer. From the end of When I cry, oh, to me. When my heart is overwhelmed, when my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. That is higher than I. For thou hast been a shelter for me. For thou hast been a shelter for me. And a strong tower. And a strong tower. From the enemy. When my heart is overwhelmed. When my heart is overwhelmed. Lead me, Jesus. Lead me to the rock that is higher than I. That is higher than I. For thou hast been a shelter for me. For thou hast been a shelter for me.
All right, Marvia Providence there with Hear My Cry, Oh Lord, brought to you by Edge Campaigns for people who dream in color. All right, we look at some WhatsApp text messages once again.
Text message. It's now time for text messages on the sports desk.
Good day, Zidane. Check and tell me the players that will be out for the Real Madrid return leg. I think he's talking about suspension. With that, I would check this because if it's injury, we know that Gabriel is out for the season. But in terms of injury, I guess you'll have to wait until close to the game to know who recovers from it. I don't know if California will go for Arsenal. So we're talking about card suspension. We know that French player who got he was out regardless of the red card because he was on a yellow card, so would have been on a yellow card suspension. We're sure that he's not sure about it. All right. Then how were you able to identify that Arsenal looked like the better team yesterday, long before they scored? Yet some man have to wait until the game done to decide who had a better. Yeah, means a football man. That those other talks are just English words, meaning of English words, and not the football jargon. So I can let you have an idea of what is going on in the game. You know, maybe some others can. Because it was 0-0 yesterday when I was talking on the radio. And I could not be here to say that it's 0-0 and both teams are playing equally as well. Well, Arsenal was Real Madrid didn't come on and was allowing Arsenal intentionally to just get in behind and pepper them goal like that. So Arsenal was getting the better of Madrid when it was 0-0 during that period of time. So you could understand. And so when the game ended now, so if you didn't watch the game and you heard later on in the night that Arsenal won the game, you could then say, oh, so that's why Zidane was on the radio saying that Arsenal looked the better team, you know? So in real football analysis, you can say so that maybe if you're going by the meaning of words, I'm not technical, this word means that. So why are you saying that? But in terms of football analysis, yeah, man, the score can be 0-0, and you can explain to the listener that this team is having better. All right? It's crazy how Zidane is just agreeing with people without actually checking things. Rafinha has 2 goals in his last 10 games. He's not been playing well either. How is Ulrich saying he's leading the Ballon d'Or charge? That's dead even now. Goals. His goals alone determine how if a player is playing well. Do better on that. You sound like a football novice, brother. You sound like a football novice. But make him brilliant and destroy Dortmund over the 2 legs and see. Salah struggle and Salah team gone out of the Champions League and the Champions performance in the group in the latter stages. Give you bigger marks than in the league. Yeah, the voters will remember that more. All right, another one. This is the first call of the day, Bramble. If Tendekar play more test series in a season than Lara, he will have the edge where 1,000 runs in a calendar year would play out. Mount Salem, there's a lot. I know some great points that could be made for Tendekar being ahead of Brian Lara. Well, he said he's waiting on CC to respond. But I didn't hear them from Mount Salem. So. All right? I know 2 that me like. They say that those are 2 solid arguments for Tendekar being a better batsman. I didn't hear any of them being mentioned by him. So you have them in a book, and he's waiting to hear CC coming as he said. All right, so those are the WhatsApp text messages for now, and we'll take some more later on in the program. 6 minutes gone in this game. PSG 1-0. Aston. We go back to the phone. Hello.
You come back with the lecturing again.
No, I read some text messages.
The thing you don't tell me, so I can't tell you how to run a program.
No, well, this time I was lecturing. Actually, so.
Okay. Zidane, who you say are the top three people for Ballon d'Or?
My top three?
Yeah.
No, we don't have to think about it.
But Salah and Rafinha, which other name here then call it for?
No, at one point in time, most people were saying that Salah looked like the odds on for to win the Ballon d'Or. But them same kind of fade out, you know?
I have to laugh after this. Hey, this is the weakest era of soccer ever, you know?
Why is that?
Listen to the man, them where they are the top of the food chain. In any other era, then a man would have been some become mediocre player, no, brother?
Give me an era, you talk.
90s.
Salah would be a mediocre player. Salah would be a mediocre player in the 90s.
Salah couldn't be a top 10 player in the 90s, Zidane.
Man, stop it, foot.
Zidane, stop it, man.
Come on. You
Stop
can't
it,
talk
man.
some nonsense.
Zidane, you realize that them time they had the Brazilian golden era, man?
With Bebito?
No, Bebito.
Then Bebito,
so hold on.
Bebito, a big footballer will help
Hold on, you saw where you go. You saw your child.
No,
hold
so
on.
you
When
brought
did the three
No.
Arts make their debut?
No, man, you brought up Brazil on the night.
Mr. When did the three Arts make their debut?
I'm saying to you, Brazil won a World Cup in 1994.
Bebito play 98?
Hold on, brother. I'm saying...
He said Bebito play 98.
Give me a chance, no, God, to make a point. I'm saying to you...
Hopefully, either water down here or soccer.
Hold on, no, man, Garfi, man, give me a chance. We say 30 seconds, no one, Garfi, let me alone. The biggest show on earth is the World Cup in 1994.
Why you never say Romario? Why you never say Romario?
No, man. So we're not talking about the very best. You say him can't make a top 10 list.
I can name 4 Brazilian players from the 90s.
Listeners, don't see. I can't get a chance to make the point. Listen, that can't make the basic point. I'm saying to you,
not about Bebito, so I don't know
Brazil won the World Cup. Brazil conquered the world in 1994. And a brother named Rea was on the team, boss. That side was a special.
But a 98.
Dunga wasn't a big baller.
So what you say? Him could have competed for a Ballon d'Or with Zidane and Henry them not them prime. Stop it.
Yeah, man. Salah could win Ballon d'Or. No, man. Salah could win Ballon d'Or in Henry was.
Them man, they are enigma.
You don't know.
They're not consistent.
You don't know. You don't watch football.
Salah is an inconsistent baller. Now come tell me about Salah.
You know Busquets?
You talk about them and the D&D out of the deck.
You know Busquets?
Salah have long stretches when he look like a bug baller.
The fact that you don't know Busquets, you know watch football.
Biscuit. Get the name right.
Yeah, man. You know watch football. So make you argue football.
Biscuit, not Busquets. Next thing, so. By the way, you know, Kevin De Bruyne will be at Inter Miami next year.
That's you hear?
Reports are saying. Yeah, so them have the, it look like they make some, I forget, I don't want to use the word, you know. I read an article. I sent it to you, man, but you know you don't read articles. Yeah. So Zidane, has so much help your boy need to win Beach League?
Who that know?
Messi.
Messi the whole man, brother.
Yeah, why am I playing for Sola? Why is he wearing the Argentina armband?
We know the Argentina in business.
No, boss. A man who is wearing his national armband and has aspirations of playing the World Cup, you can't use old age as an excuse and he flop. Don't do that.
Which part him flop?
Then an MLS player.
He flopped in the MLS player?
Man, him and his whole team.
No, man, you have to stop reasoning them low level kindergarten.
Hold on. How much goal Messi score against that team?
You know, them used to reason better than the 90s.
Hey, Zidane,
you couldn't in the 90s and reason sports like this.
Zidane, you know what happened to Inter Miami?
Hey, God.
Worse than, hold on,
no, God.
It's number one. No, hold on,
yeah,
make a point. You know, the biggest upset in our history of the playoff in the NBA. People say it's the Sonics over. The Nuggets over the Sonics, right? The 8 over the 1, right? You see when Messi them the last year, it's a worse colossal.
No, but you said Messi flop. How poorly was Messi playing in the game? So
what am doing idea?
No, you for tell me because you say him flop.
You not doing enough. What do I then?
No, man, you for reason better than that.
You not doing enough.
No, but that's a different thing from saying
you can't go to the playoff.
No.
A record breaking.
Yeah.
But lose to the EFC, that team where you where you slap up.
That is Gavi. Gavi, more I get 3 votes. Gavi, more I get 3 votes for Carla there this year. I'm saying to you, you're criticizing Inter Miami. Hold on, man. No, but raise a little bit on the radio. You're criticizing Inter Miami, and I agree that Inter Miami, you choke or whatever, but you can't say the man.
When you did win Call of the Year, that era they did water them.
Yeah, but at least me get some votes.
Hey, next thing now. Let me jump over basketball.
Mbappe in a flap. Mbappe in a flap.
What you say about OKC? What you say about
OKC is not going to win the NBA championship. They are too dependent on one man to score.
Too dependent on one man?
Yeah, the other.
So hold on there. How many teams have a second scorer as good as Jalen?
Hold on, let me finish the point.
Just answer that.
No, man, let me explain my points. The other main scorers, they don't have the skill set to sustain themselves in high intensity playoff basketball. They don't have it. So them dead.
That means you're not paying attention then.
Me say the man them dead, me boss.
The last 2 years, Jalen Williams is consistent.
Me say the Thunder not winning anything, Gav. Me the guru up on the radio, me boss. The Thunder not winning the championship. They're too dependent on Shea, me boss.
No man, me understand. So you're afraid for LeBron.
Not LeBron. They might get knocked out in the first round and be a big shock. That's just it. They talk about LeBron.
LeBron stop turning over the basketball so much. You heard?
Me never say LeBron not going anywhere, you know. A different thing me I talk about today, you know. Nobody come try the LeBron.
Which team are going to beat the Thunder?
Anybody that good. Anybody that good me have to cover it.
What do you mean anybody?
All the Warriors
the Nuggets can beat
all the Warriors me have to cover. All the healthy Nuggets. Healthy Denver Nuggets me have to take them over the Thunder.
Hey, Zidane.
Yeah.
Just remember, and I heard you make another hesitant statement when you said only 2 teams in the East can compete with the teams in the West. I heard you, I heard you. One, this the Knicks here.
I never said only. I said you could argue that the 2 top teams them can compete with the West. So why you must know is at the Knicks. Why you must say Zidane? What about the Knicks? And Zidane might say, oh, maybe the Knicks as well.
No.
But you try.
Me don't pick the Knicks to go to the finals.
No.
This is not correction.
All right. No,
I don't switch my picks in Zidane. It will be the OKC Thunder against the New York Knicks in the NBA finals. Zidane, just book it. The 2 best point guards are going to go head to head to decide this NBA championship. I'm watching this last night against the Celtics, by the way. I noticed that nobody is mentioning that game. Yeah, they lost in overtime. But remember now, it was the second game back from Jalen from that long layoff. He still had cause some rough. Based on what I saw, Boston basically had everybody last night. Based on what I saw last night, I'm not scared of the Celtics today. Knicks are going to take them.
All right. We'll see.
Big up yourselves.
All right, we'll take a break. People, don't worry about Garvey. He's consistent. If LeBron James score 1,000 points in a game, he will be criticized by Garvey. If Messi score 1,000 goals in a football game, he will be criticized by Garvey. He said Inter Miami flop and Messi is big. I will take a break. We'll come back.
The JSC Group, Jamaica Stock Exchange, Jamaica Central Securities Depository Limited, and JCSD Trustee Services, providing a fair, efficient, and transparent stock market for over 45 years. The time by the Jamaica Stock Exchange Group is 2:15.
Super Center, everything for your home and more.
Whether you are redecorating your home, looking for a gift idea, or simply feel for some retail therapy, Aslan Super Center is the place to be. Regal Plaza, Kingston, and Linston. We have it all, from linens and curtains to appliances and cookware, furniture, rugs, and wall decor. It's everything for your home and more.
Aslan Super Center, we're gonna make you smile. Aslan Super Center, it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
Mommy, can we buy some Easter bun, please? Make sure it's Whitfield Easter bun, because it tastes so good. You can eat it with butter, cheese. You can eat it with anything. You can even eat it by itself. Just buy it. Try it. You will love it. Whitfield is the best Easter bun. From it reach your shelf, say it done. Buy Whitfield Easter bun.
Get it in your supermarket and grocers island-wide. Visit us at 4 Western Park, Maypen, and 1 near Richmond Park Avenue, Kingston 10.
Call us at 876-986-2256 or 210-3772.
Omega Radio Good Friday prayer meet and greet.
Good Friday, the day that we will always remember. Oh, our Lord Jesus Christ paid it all for us. But this Good Friday, April the 18th at 10 a.m. down until about 6 p.m. Listen up, we're going to be doing a prayer time. Coming out of the prayer and the telethon, praying for the body of Christ, seeing God move. Oh my God, healing the sick, delivering his people. We need to do it again. So listen, this is what we're going to be doing. We're doing a prayer ton, ladies and gentlemen, right here in Jamaica and in the United States from 10 a.m. until about 7 p.m. And we're inviting pastors and clergymen. We're inviting everybody to join us live on Omega Radio. You can come into the studio and help us to pray. But listen, call me at 954-773-4444 for United States to get on board, and for Jamaica, 876-204-9356. Call me to be my guest on this prayer time. We're going to pray for God's people. We're going to believe God to move on Good Friday. But listen up to the best part. I don't know if it is the best part, but it's a part of Good Friday service. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, we're going to connect U.S. and Jamaica and the UK, the entire Omega Radio family together. But listen, outside at 11030 Wiles Road, Coral Springs, Florida, 33067. We're going to be frying fish from about 12 to 7. And right here in Aining Road, good God Almighty, at 17 Aining Road, under the mango tree, we're going to fry some fish. Oh my goodness. So come and get fish and bread. You don't want to miss out on this. Let's pray. People of God, feel free to call into the radio to get your prayer. 954-900-4310. That is the prayer line. Or 876-613-9129. We're going to have prayer warriors on watch for about 7 hours. Let's pray and watch God move. Bishop Manning said,
Tell a friend, call a friend, tell everybody.
You're listening to Omega Radio. Broadcasting live. Omega Radio. Omega Radio. Omega.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk.
All right, two quick things, people. Let me show you what God is at the screen. He says Kylian Mbappe is the best player in the world overall. Kylian Mbappe is in his prime. He played a game yesterday. His team was played off the park. And he has no criticism of Kylian Mbappe not being more involved in the game. I have never seen Messi looking like this in a quarterfinal game in his prime. Peak of his powers and look the way. But he didn't say anything about Kylian Mbappe. Yet him one take set one a grandfather who has done everything in football. The next thing, he also talk about, Mohamed Salah up the Ballon d'Or. There is a water era. He could be up for Ballon d'Or in the 90s. But now there are some people who was top 3 in World Player of the Year voting. Klinsmann can't play football like Mohamed Salah was. Jurgen Klinsmann, as a footballer, is not in the conversation with Salah. He was third. He finished third in 1995. Alan Shearer, big baller still. But overall, he can't play football like Salah. He came third in 1996. Davor Shuka, another big footballer. But he can't play football like Salah. So if them man they can't finish in the top 3 ball, then so it's Salah Abraham daughter like a peer. Salah better than them man. They are Gary Linker can't play football like Salah. Stop it, guys. You have to learn how to read. And sports. We go back online, chat. Hello.
Am I time?
Yeah, good afternoon, sis.
Yeah, good afternoon. Hey, Zidane, sometimes I don't know why some man try challenge me and they know they don't have the capability, you know. But
don't you challenge me every day?
No, you have to understand, say. Remember, say, a Ballon d'Or levels this. So I put you up there.
Okay. All right.
So we up there in a Ballon d'Or category.
All right.
The man they want to reach them levels, then as Zidane say, every minute then come.
Yes, as some JP level.
Me say, and the man they call me name every minute. I tier 2 them, man. Not even league. They're not even be classified yet as no semi-pro or pro or you know have no tax on them. But free this see that, right? You know, so sometimes we are watch things as it unfolds and people kind of not really look at it. This is a significant thing in cricket, you know, because when Lara retired, Lara had the test record, but I think Tenduka broke it. But Tenduka took 15 more innings to break it, right? What that
Which record is that?
The test cricket is most runs in test cricket.
Okay, now here.
No, man, overall. When Lara retired, he had the record. And then Tenduka broke it. Took 15 innings, but he broke it, right?
Yeah.
So people will see Tenduka score 51 centuries in his 200 tests and say, oh, he scored more century than Lara. But in actuality, he scores a century like every 4 tests on average. Lara scores a century little over every 3 tests. So even though it's not that far apart, Lara still has a better scoring ratio of scoring a century per test. If you get the message. So man, we see Tenduka 51 test century. But it's as a result of him playing the amount of games that he's played. So I'm not saying if Lara played the amount of games he would have added, but in terms of when you look at average, because some people career longer than some, so that's why we end up using averages sometimes, because average now can tell us how well the person would have performed over his career. You agree or disagree?
Yeah, I understand. I hear you.
Yeah, so, all right, so in terms of that now, so we know, what I say, Lara is a 3.3 test centuries per, so 3.3 tests per century.
Yeah.
Tenduka is 4 per century. So, in the ratio, you know, you get Lara at away in terms of hundreds. Lara score half a century them away and half at home. So
but what is his overall average away from versus that?
What's that?
Lara, overall.
In overall,
I think no.
Cricket average?
Yeah, away from home. I think Tenduka is better.
Away from home in terms of what? The batting average?
Yes, because they're going to that a man might make 90 years and then you make a century. That's not that difference is not great.
No, but let me tell you the problem though, Zidane. You see, to me, average you have to look for now the runs per innings as something like that.
Yeah, man. But what are the runs per innings a week?
Because when you look at it.
Yeah, but give us both runs per innings then. Give us that for them.
Oh, for Sachin runs per innings?
Yeah.
Because I never check it for Sachin runs.
And if you ever come with an argument when you ask the average, you know, if you have it at your disposal.
No, I was talking about the something, man. I was talking about is what I can guess still. I was talking about the almost century they make.
Yeah, they're not gonna cut it. The century thing per match never cut it. It's not significant.
No, what I try to say is Zidane. You see, in terms of to rebut certain things. For example, I don't really go look on a man. Let me give you the figure too. I'm not look on the amount of something there where you link. The amount of the average base simply because it are gonna take into account.
Not out. So give me the runs per innings. For both.
So Sachin runs per innings by 329 is 48. Lara runs per innings. I see him as him average, but I'm gonna give you.
Oh, so Lara about three runs better in terms of runs per innings.
Yeah, about 3 runs better in terms of runs per innings. But I'm gonna give you. 48 for Sachin. 11, 5, 5, 3, 5, 30.
A big account.
51 and a half.
Yes. All right, so that is the argument.
No man, that's why I said me never want to go down that road there because we can tell him already said the runs per innings. So Lara is pretty much the same batsman anywhere you take it.
So no, you can bring in a century point. So Lara is already better in terms of run per innings. And then Lara is going to give you bigger runs as well, quicker over a quicker period.
Exactly. All right. So he might give you the runs over a quicker period.
Yeah.
Giving you the runs better per innings.
Yes.
That's why Lara was able to do, like, when I was talking about it, I was saying the reason why Lara is able to score at least 600 or 700 runs.
Because for me, you know, I like this run per inning stat, you know, because it's that's why I have to big up Dwight Chatto to bring it into the argument as opposed to us leaving it at average alone. Because for top order batsmen, you know, a lot of times being not out is not significant, you know, to helping the team. Not sometimes it's not, so that's why it's both. Be aware of both average and runs per inning. So you're making a good case for Brian ahead of Sasha.
So as I said, but may I say the thing about it is, you see, is that it happened that if we look on all man of the match when we not talk, the ratio of Sashin winning man of the match is 14 matches per award. Lara is 10 matches per award. If you want to round it up, it's 11. So that means the Lara match winning performances come much faster as well, Zidane, than Sachin Tendulkar.
I would think Sachin would win far more man of the match awards since his team probably would win somewhere.
No, he won 14 man of the match awards. Lara won 12. But the problem is that he won 14 in 200 tests. Lara won 12 in 131 tests.
Oh.
So you realize that Lara is far more impactful than Sachin Tendulkar in a shorter time.
Yes.
So that's why I say, when we look on the raw numbers, you have 5,100, 18,000 runs. This is the numbers discombobulated, but when you break into the numbers, you realize that Lara's impact for West Indies was far greater. And I remember saying that Lara scored at least 19% of West Indies runs when he was playing for West Indies. No other batsman have more than 15% contributing to their team. You hear what I'm saying? Well, Zidane?
Yeah.
No other batsman have more than 15% of the total runs of their team while playing for their team. Lara has 19%.
Wow.
So it just shows you the impact. Take out Brian Lara, you might as well cut off something like West Indies' leg. So if you take out Sachin, you have other batsmen who could step up to the line. That is why Sachin wasn't required to score over 500.
Well, I want to use that against Sachin because if my team is better than yours, and we are both greats, it means your runs will value more runs than my runs because since you are needed more. But so I want to use that to say.
What I'm saying in terms of pressure, Zidane, the fact that you are required to do this, you have to bat a certain type of way, and that's why Lara would probably be more aggressive and get out far more often because he's required to do something that his team is not comfortable.
All right, that's a fair point. For him to be that brilliant, knowing that his wicket is value more is great as well. Yeah.
Yeah, but you have an next point to me one touch. I want to leave this with correction because him claim to say I don't know him did I say yesterday. I want to leave this. The trade deadline is February the 6th. Right? If the trade deadline is February 6th and you did not come anytime after in February and state that you're going with the Lakers, then anything else you say will be a lie, bro.
Yeah, but he called after the trade and I asked him and he said to me that the Dallas, he wants to see what the Dallas, and I said, what about the Lakers? And he said the Lakers are compromised defensively.
All right.
He wasn't looking at the Lakers, even after the trade.
So that means you cannot use, the trade deadline as any indication as to why you flipped.
Yes,
you're just a traditional flip.
Yeah, man, he's a flip flopper, man.
So don't
you remember last year when he talked about give the Bucks the title? And
yes, he used, I remember when he give the Bucks the title.
He used the change of the coach to get out of that. But I say, the coach changed. So
as per usual, at this time of the year, we hear one thing from correction earlier. Yeah, man. And then we hear another thing.
He's the guru of flip-flopping in basketball.
We have become used to it. We have become used to it, correction.
We used to your correction.
Exactly. We have become used to it. So next year, just expect for correction to something in the season. And it's going to change and flip it over. Correction, this is not a light switch that you can flip up and down. Come and say the right thing and live by it.
Look how you stand hot now.
Live by Liverpool.
Hey,
Liverpool kick out my teeth.
You know what I mean, what?
Yes.
You know what I wouldn't mind? Houston Rockets actually get into the conference
final. Hey, Zidane, I want to tell you right now because I'll show you something, Zidane. Philadelphia my team, you see? And I can't open my mouth. You know this, Zidane. You hear me say nothing about Philly. Because me I get beaten left, right, and center.
I wouldn't mind Houston make the conference finals. We laugh after correction. Run leave the man.
If Houston make the conference final, I'm not sure we are going to take one correction to the rest of the year. But because me I tell you, he cannot leave this down.
That would be like you get $2 million and they say, listen, you want to give up your $2 million to try and make $4 million. I want to keep it $2 million. They say, all right, let's try and make 4 and you lose all.
Hey, you remember they have a story, with the something there, the dog and the bone, and him see in reflection in the water. And my man said this one bigger than mine.
Yeah.
Took off my water.
But you know him flip from on the Cleveland is actually worse. The man did not like Cleveland at all when I will say, oh, people not talk about Cleveland. The man come and wax lyric and analyze down the place. Cleveland is this and they don't like him that and they need this and they need that. All of a sudden Cleveland is going to win it all.
Hey, I want things, you know, this Guru thing.
What has changed? No, what I want to know. What has changed from Cleveland? Not change really, you know. It's the same Cleveland that dominate all along. And all of a sudden, they're going to win it all.
Remember stating to Preacher, Cleveland for me is one trade away from making it to the conference final. And they got the NJ on time. You know what I said? Cleveland is in the conference final as virtual as that trade. And that's what I said to Preacher the week where I think you were on holiday or something. So I can live by me saying that because guess what? I know they were one player out. I think, I'm not going to say I know so they one player away, but in my analysis, I was trying to say, in the event that you hear me come out and say something, I'm saying this because they were, I said, one player away. So if you were so sold on the Lakers, how is it that Luka Doncic went there and you said nothing in February about them being better and them you said them compromise? So now you're going to say, since the trade has happened. The trade happened February 6th, boss. But anyway, hold on for still. I'll be Guru flip-flop.
Yeah, man, he's the Guru flip-flop. Yeah, man, he's the boss when it comes out.
Yeah, man, but, oh no, you are rivaling the brother up the road because he must say something. The man said the defender is not responsible for knowing if you're offside. So tell me now, the forward is not responsible for knowing if him run gone in an offside position. So what kind of football? What kind of football?
No, part of the job of a defender is to know if the man is
so, hold on, Zidane. So if the defender who is playing the game, who is probably the last man who's supposed to mark the line, is not responsible to know if a player is in the offside position, right? So if a player, so you're saying that the defender basically is playing and not watching. He's not using brain,
and
not using eyes,
and merely being in an offside position can't mean you're interfering.
Wait, that is the next thing.
Nothing can go like something. Being an offside position is not an offense. An offside offense is separate from being in an offside position. Yes.
This is some people those that you have to understand them. They don't watch the game, they love the game, and they want to talk about it, so they just come and just conjure up some things. But what I will say to them, go and read the rules of the game, go and study the game to have some basic knowledge, and don't sound like a buffoon on the radio.
Yeah, man, merely being in an offside position can't mean anything.
Exactly, and people radio. So right now, two men are compete for who can be the flip-flop of 2025. And so far, they told them tie. So we don't know who will lead, but as we can say, it told them a Guru flip-flopper.
All right.
One of them category there. Pick up yourself.
All right, good. Big counter attack. Won the ball at the halfway line. Quick passing move. And Aston Villa has taken the lead in Paris. Aston Villa won. Paris Saint-Germain 0. Yeah, man. Beautifully won by number 7. Wait him again. He works very hard for Aston Villa. That's why sometimes he played it. We'll switch to the other side. Rashford played it to Telemann. Roll it across. That's Rogers. That's that work from inside. So Aston Villa, they lead by a goal. All right, 615-2841. That's 615-2841 or 676-696. That's 676-696. Can't lose the ball this atmosphere. It was just inside the Aston Villa's half where he gave away the ball. The Paris Saint-Germain player. But because Paris Saint-Germain was attack a lot of players were high. So you know you're open now at the back. Oh, that was swift by Aston Villa. Give themselves 35 minutes on the clock. And Aston Villa lead this contest by a goal to nil. Very impressive. I know tactically. I haven't seen what happened in the first, even though Paris Saint-Germain lost the game. They lose the first leg. When you saw them rip and tear Liverpool apart, I didn't expect anything different in terms of setup from last time. All right. Back on line. Hello.
Yes, Zidane.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Call me out of mobile, just a quick call, you know?
Yeah, man. Wonderful. Thanks for hearing calling.
You know what I noticed is killing sports fandom, because that's what we are. We are fans, right?
Yeah.
And now we not play. Nostalgia. Nostalgia is killing because Garvey, when you listen to Garvey a while ago when he talk about what Salah wouldn't do in the 90s. No, brother.
Joke him and joke. Joke him and
What
joke.
we
You don't
tend
know
to
who
do
Salah
is,
is.
what we tend to do, which we can understand where I come from, we tend to take the best player from the 90s and project him across the board, like all the players was like that.
Yes,
And
exactly.
that's not true.
Great point.
And it happens with basketball as well. People can take the best player and project it across the board to say everybody in the 90s was Michael Jordan. No. That's
Exactly.
why these players were special. They stood out.
Yes.
A lot of the players were ordinary back in the day.
Good point, this my boss. You might go like everybody in the 90s was playing at the level of from us.
Exactly. Listen, a lot of the players from back in the day, we see a lot of them play. They could not play in today's era. They couldn't manage. They're too small, they're too slow, they're not as skilled.
Yes.
The game has moved on. A lot more skill, a lot more pace, and a lot more power. So the players back then, the top players, no man, top players can play in any era. If you have quality.
From 2017 until now, when you look at what Salah's done in football, you can't go wrong.
You can't
top draw. Top draw.
I remember as a Liverpool fan myself, one of the first titles I really sat down as a kid and watched Liverpool play. In recent memory, this is a match where I started to understand football. I started to play myself. It's a match when Liverpool beat Sunderland in a League Cup final, where I think McManaman was still playing for Liverpool. That's before he left and went to Real Madrid. And I saw how McManaman played that wing position, and I was so fascinated with the wing play. The way he was seen as a modern winger at the time.
Yes.
You understand? He doesn't just take the ball and push it.
Yeah, man, the ball was glued to his feet when he was dribbling, man. Yes.
Exactly, and he dribbled through people. No, McManaman would struggle using that style of play today. It's too slow. Vinicius Jr. is an upgraded version of what McManaman used to do. With that pace and power.
No, you know me disagree with the speed part. I think McManaman was a very quick dribbler.
Yes, but McManaman relative to how the rest of the team played, because right now everybody has adjusted to the pace.
Yes.
And as fast as Salah would play, or Saka or Vinicius Jr. would play in their wing position, the team has been cultured to match that pace. McManaman could not play faster than he did back in the day because the team itself wasn't cultured to play that fast.
Okay.
I want to bring a dynamic to where I believe the pace. You remember when France won World Cup 1998?
Yes.
What was the difference? I don't think France had better players than anybody else, but what they had over everybody else is the pace at which they played.
Surprised them in that World Cup. Yes.
That breakneck pace at which France played. I mean, they covered it. I think some of them did a breakdown that whenever the way they transitioned the ball from back to front was faster than any other team up to that point in time.
Yes.
And ever since then, the game has just got faster and faster and faster. So I think players are underestimating the players today. Yes, some players today are overrated in every era. But a lot of the players today would definitely dominate if they were back in the 90s.
Of course.
And I'm talking both football and basketball. Players would totally dominate, man.
Nostalgia, man. That's what Garvey is.
Nostalgia is killing us. Because we rate players back in the day, we believe that if we rate somebody else, it's disrespectful. See, they know it's not disrespect. It's not disrespect at all. Because
not at all.
Maradona was my favorite. But I believe I have to give props to the players that came after, who would have taken what Maradona had and built on top of it.
Then Messi is the upgrade, you know. Messi is the upgrade for Messi, you know, the modern day version, you know. Yes, man. The ball is closer. The ball is closer to his feet when he dribbles. Better dribbler, better passer, and what he has now will separate himself from Maradona is the ability to ghost into goal scoring position to score a lot of goals. So he can create the same way Maradona can create. He can dribble past people at will, but he makes far more intelligent decisions in terms of when he's not on the ball. So Maradona, oftentimes when you watch Maradona, he wants to go for the ball, you know, when the right decision to make for Maradona there is to get into the space. You don't need to go for it. And he does that far too often when I watch him play. And I'm saying, Messi, on the other hand, based on how the game has evolved, know that, listen, Javi has the ball here. I don't need to go and fetch. That wouldn't make any sense. Look at the space in there. Make that run. He gets the ball with his great skill set now. He destroy the two defenders in front of him and Curtin at the top far corner. So his combination of creativity and goal scoring ability makes him much better than Mardan, as great as Mardan is. So he's pretty much an upgrade on Mardan.
Is the best part of his game.
Yes,
opinion.
indeed.
He makes excellent decisions. He rarely makes the right. He really makes the wrong pass or the wrong choice.
People who think Mardan is better than Messi as a footballer is people who just love Mardan. They're not thinking logically and then not analyzing the game properly.
Nostalgia. And there's nothing wrong with that because I rate Mardan myself. I think I still have a post on him. But the fact is, I have to face back.
Yeah.
There are players who, the new set of players who are coming up, they had the opportunity to benefit from all that he had.
Yeah.
Plus modern technologies and able to develop their game.
Indeed.
Even basketball, as I said, this whole nostalgia hanging on to what was before. That's a problem. We still rate those players.
Yeah.
But a lot of those players could not play this era.
Sure.
Could not.
Yeah, man.
Quick point before we run out.
Yeah.
Looking at the NBA player picture, I wanna throw something out there. I wanna see if you agree. If you look at the Western Conference standing, all the teams up to the 8th seed currently are over 500 in a them record.
Yes.
But if you look at the East, only up to the 6th seed is over 500. From 7 all the way down to 15 are under 500. You know, before they introduced this playing tournament, they were proposing that they just take the top 16 teams in the entire league and put them in a playoff. Do you think there's room for that?
I think it's the best way to go, but based on what I'm understanding, it's going to be difficult to get the majority owners to agree to it. Because the owners that don't have successful teams will still want to make the playoffs, and they think they will be at a disadvantage. I think you need like 20-something of the 30th owners. And I don't think you're going to get out of it. So it's going to be tough, but it will be a true test of who the best 16 teams are, as opposed to a man walking through. So the Thunders might face the Minnesota Timberwolves in their first round series. Look who the Cleveland Cavaliers might face. They just chalk the cheese.
Exactly. I mean, after 7, 8, 9, 10, from 7, all of them are miles under 500. So much so that they already confirmed the seedings in the Eastern Conference. You know, they already confirmed their seedings. As opposed to the West, it's going to go down to the last day.
Yeah.
It's going to take up to the last day to determine. Other than Thunder, nobody else know them position, you know. Only the Thunder alone in the West know say they're going to finish at number 1. But in the East, they already confirmed all the way down to number 6. Because all the way down to number 6, they cannot be passed. But from second all the way down to 8, all of these positions are not concrete up until Friday before we know that. But I think they might revisit it in a couple of years still, because we're still going to have at least 4 teams in the playoffs with losing records.
All right.
And that may not be good for the league going forward. All right?
All right.
That's my
Great call. What's the name again from Bobby?
Kwame.
Good call, Kwame.
All right. Cool.
Big up. All right. That was coming from Bobby. We'll take another break. We're coming.
Omega Radio Good Friday Prayer Meet and Greet.
Good Friday, the day that we will always remember. Oh, our Lord Jesus Christ paid it all for us. But this Good Friday, April the 18th, at 10 a.m. down until about 6 p.m. Listen up, we're going to be doing a prayer time. Coming out of the prayer and the telethon, praying for the body of Christ, seeing God move, oh my God, healing the sick, delivering his people. We need to do it again. So listen, this is what we're going to be doing. We're doing a prayer time, ladies and gentlemen, right here in Jamaica and in the United States from 10 a.m. until about 7 p.m. And we're inviting pastors and clergymen. We're inviting everybody to join us live on Omega Radio. You can come into the studio and help us to pray. But listen, call me at 954-773-4444 for United States to get on board, and for Jamaica, 876-204-9356. Call me to be my guest on this prayer time. We're going to pray for God's people. We're going to believe God to move on Good Friday. But listen up to the best part. I don't know if it is the best part, but it's a part of Good Friday service. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, we're going to connect U.S. and Jamaica and the UK, the entire Omega Radio family together. But listen, outside at 11030 Wiles Road, Coral Springs, Florida, 33067. We're going to be frying fish from about 12 to 7. And right here in Aining Road, good God Almighty, at 17 Aining Road, under the mango tree, we're going to fry some fish. Oh my goodness. So come and get fish and bread. You don't want to miss out on this. Let's pray. People of God, feel free to call into the radio to get your prayer. 954-900-4310. That is the prayer line. Or 876-613-9129. We're going to have prayer warriors on watch for about 7 hours. Let's pray and watch God move. Bishop Manning said, tell a friend, call a friend, tell everybody.
You're listening to Omega Radio, broadcasting live. Omega Radio, Omega Radio, Omega.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk.
Alrighty then, welcome back to the show after that wonderful call from the gentleman out of Montego Bay. People, didn't you hear Garvey? Garvey's coming in my phone because he lose another argument. But people, Garvey, remember the tapes are here. But Garvey, you came on the radio and you asked me, what you say is contesting for Ballon d'Or? And Rafinha and Salah, and then you jumped on Salah and said, Salah missing out a game. So Salah, if Salah played in the 90s, Salah could not compete for the best player in the world. And I pointed out to you that some names are some players who cannot play football like Salah that came third in the running for Ballon d'Or. You take your licks, Garvey. You're wrong. You don't understand who Salah, but because you didn't ask you about Sergio Busquets one time, and you say you're not watching enough of Busquets. And Busquets played for Barcelona until the alongside. You know, if you don't watch a lot of Busquets, and the main team with the main guy in the world they played together, and he played on Spain team. It means you're not watching any football. So Gav, you don't watch football, so leave these discussions alone, my boss. And water on yourself more than water on already. Hello.
Hey, Zidane, how about it?
What you say about Jerry Gray?
You know, man, when Ballon d'Or in 91 near Jean-Pierre Papin.
He won or he came? He won or he came second? Is win him win?
Man win. When the man win.
And win him win?
You know? Yeah, man. You know a man named Sama, where one name? Matthias.
Yeah,
Sama.
Man. Yes.
96.
He won too as well?
Yeah, man.
Oh,
see, when the Ballon d'Or now, man, I know I lift it up.
A joke, the man, a joke, man. Everybody just talk off the top of my head, my boss.
Yeah, I don't want to talk. By the way, in the argument about Walter Boyd and Leon Bailey, which side was he on?
I don't think he got involved in that argument.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I better see more of it, but I want to know. Yeah, all I'm just still know is that I just feel like Garvey come like when I call you know a news reporter. You understand? And just try something and whatever stick. You understand? And just throw something on the wall and whatever new. Like if I have a ball and just drop it up and just pick up something and say, I'm going to start about this today. And if it work, it work. If it never work, I just saw it go. You understand?
Hey, Salah has pretty much one player of the year in every league in playing in my boss.
Brother, you got to mad this man.
Hey, I remember saying the only time I said anything and I got embarrassed on radio is Mohamed Salah do it, you know.
It's more of a solid.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know me hard to take down in any discussion.
Lothar Matthäus win 1990 when Germany win the World Cup. I mean, believe if Germany never win the World Cup there, Lothar Matthäus would not won the Ballon d'Or that year.
Yes.
Because we can get them in that World Cup, yeah, better player than Lothar Matthäus.
No man, skill ability to play as an attacking wide player, man. I chalk the cheese, man. Gary Lineker was a big footballer when he played. Can't play football like Mount. None at all. Golf class. And that man was a name brand baller when he played.
Yeah, joke, man. Yeah, made a mistake, man. So, we read something there. Maybe from France.
Mbappe.
Yeah, so the week here, Mbappe a star player, man. He's in the week we read the Mbappe, man. Yeah, that. And if Mbappe could not win in 1990, so could Salah. Yeah. You understand what I say? So, we're not get that. Hey, your argument now about the World Cup and the thing. You know why you might have a little toe in the argument? Gabby, stop taking the phone, Gabby. You know why you might have a little toe in the argument?
Why is that?
Gabby, stop the phone because a two-leg, brother. You understand? A two, because look for a game like this now, brother. Where a big side like Real Madrid down 3, and I'm a go home though. And we can, if I even know, we know say they are not going to lose 3-0 and go home. You understand? It's either they're going to lose 4-2 or something. You understand? So we are anticipating another crack off a game. You understand what I'm saying? And that is why you kind of squeeze a little tour in an argument. You know, the World Cup now, I just one game, bam, knockout, gone home. You understand? The Champions League, brother, a game like this now, like Arsenal going to play Real Madrid, down at them yard, you can expect good quality of football because Real Madrid not going to lose 3-0. Nothing.
The celebration
That's
church
not the
presents
reason.
Easter
Reason
Harvest
because
2025.
it's superstar players from across the globe, the best coaches.
Experience the
And
power of
hold on
God,
about
healing,
your man. The more time you have with star players, you know,
Sunday, April 13th,
it's the better
to
you're
Friday,
able to
April
get them to
20th,
play at a higher standard.
PM and on
But I'm giving you one of the thing that is in your thing.
No man, it's not because it's too late.
They are going. Yes, for two leg man. They are going to go.
No, I'm saying the reason why the standard is high is not because it's too late. That are none for with it.
Don't do that. If it was one leg a football, you understand? Real Madrid get and gone home and get knocked out. You understand? And a third go from everything. You want to say you know the quality game in the World Cup like
is
this,
the maritime
like
sector's
this.
hub for cultivating leaders.
You have games in the World Cup that. No, remember, so we're not saying the World Cup is not a high quality competition. Don't argue that.
So let me ask, which stage are you talking about of the World Cup and the Champions League? Which stage you pick it up from?
All right. No, man, they both are similar competitions. You have weak teams in the first round, and then the stronger teams. No, man, the competition in and of itself is just better.
So you're talking to qualify for the competition also.
No, man. When you look at the overall caliber of players overall in competition and how the football that they are playing right across the board, it edged the champion. Nice edge. Big edge.
I
think what works for the Champions League though is that it is more pressuring generally for the big name players. That I would give the World Cup over. Generally.
Okay.
It's more pressuring for the big because the whole world now is watching the World Cup.
Yeah, you know,
and the expectations are higher now, and you know, say when you lose the Champions League final this year, and if you have a good team, you know, next season people. But with the World Cup now, 4 long years, you know. So it's more intriguing on the World Cup because we have to wait 4 years and all of that. But in terms of just the sheer quality, the Champions League gets the nod over the World Cup for sure.
That's how we see it. The pressure is more on the World Cup because on the World Cup
you have more to lose. You have more to lose when you lose because you have 4 long years to wait.
Yeah, and in the Champions League now, which is going to tip it to your side, your thing now, you could have more than one big ball up on a side. They got 4 or 5 big ball up on
Yeah, man. Alright, for example, Arsenal would rival a lot of big international team in terms of the quality of players, you know. I hear, oh, we are boss, so we want a striker. You know which World Cup team would have want Havertz and Jesus to play for? No, but you think about it. You know which World Cup team would have want Jesus and Havertz to play for them? And we are Arsenal, so we are ball striker. So right now, we might buy Isak now, and we have a super team. So that's the difference now. So the big club teams easier to get more quality than the international team. You have to just work with what you have. You understand?
Yeah.
So you have more super teams in the Champions League.
So when a man can slack off in the Champions League and decide still play big football in a World Cup, brother, it's kind of, you know, you get that quality when you start playing, now play. You understand? Now play good. You understand? So that's what I say. I want a little teeny tour. You understand? Because, So you know really win by much.
All right, sir.
Go on with your tour.
All right, big up yourself.
Yeah,
all right, that was Badger the Great. All right. So we go to the break or what to do? We go to the break. We go to the break, we play the music, we read some text messages on the other side of the break, and then we take more calls. We're coming.
Go straight to Western Sports for all your track and field needs, like spikes, high jump equipment, throwing implements, hurdles, not to mention your team tracksuits, running tights, vests, and shorts. The time by Western Sports, the sports people, is
3 o'clock.
For financial news and the latest developments in the business community and economy, Financially Speaking is the top choice. Join me, your host Errol Gregory, Mondays and Wednesdays at 12:30 p.m. as we look at current economic issues, provide small business tips, and help you to build your business and portfolio. That's Financially Speaking, sponsored by Jamaica Stock Exchange, JSE Online Trading.
Maxfield Bakery for breads and buns and bullets too. It's Maxfield Bakery for the best Easter bun. You know that's
Maxfield Easter Bun, the juicy fruity Easter bun. Order online and send abroad at maxfieldbakery.com or call Maxfield Bakery at 926-2160 or 929-3897 and get yours before they're done. Scatter says so.
You're listening to Omega Radio, broadcasting live. Omega Radio, Omega Radio, Omega.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk.
All right, thank you very much. Welcome back to the show. It's time for our second musical selection on the program. This afternoon brought to you by H Campaigns for People Dreaming Color and the Yaba Music, the Sunshine JA album. Big up to Yaba. And we'll be through to our Yaba selection for today. All right. I said it.
Give me sunshine in the morning. You give me moonlight in the night. Every day is sunshine. It makes me feel alright. Should I reveal the secret I can see? How you love me more than yesterday. My heart beats madly when you're near me. The sun shines through the night. Every day is sunshine. It makes me feel alright. I'm on a cloud of love and no sweet joy, knowing that I'm your baby boy. Hey, give me sunshine in the morning. You give me laughter in the day. Every day is sunshine. It makes me feel alright. Oh, should I reveal the secret I can see of how you love me more than yesterday? You give me sunshine in the morning. You give me laughter in the day. Every day is sunshine. Sunshine makes me feel alright. Every day is sunshine. Sunshine makes me feel alright. Every day is sunshine. Sunshine makes me feel alright.
All right, the song is actually called Sunshine JA as well, and that was from the Yaba album, Sunshine JA album, brought to you by H Campaigns for people who dream in color and Yaba music. All right, so it's 1-1, by the way, in that Paris Saint-Germain versus Aston Villa game. The equalizer was in the first half. It was a superb strike, beautiful. All right, we go back to the phone lines, Nicholas. All right, let's look at some text messages.
Excuse me, boss. You have a text message.
It's now time for text messages on the sports desk.
All right, so here we go now. Start with this one. All right. Oh, this is a voice note. We can play the voice note. It was a voice note sent by. You have to write basketball late. You have to text too. I don't think we are able to play it right now. We can play. Maybe we can fit it and play later because she normally has great insights into when she discusses basketball. All right. Jean-Pierre Papin actually brought Marseille to 4 straight League plus our European Cup Champions League final in 1991. Scored 181 goals in 279 games, 5 straight golden boots as well. Papin got bought right after for a world record feat. Ballon d'Or at the time was the European award, as well as only the European qualified for it. Well, the list that I read out was the FIFA. I know this argument would come about the Ballon d'Or, but I know the Ballon d'Or is now the best player in the world. So who is the best player in the world with the Ballon d'Or? So the list I read when I said Gary Lineker and Alan Shearer came third, that was actually the FIFA world player that I read out. So, yes, easy, but that's what I did. So, good. All right, Gavi dead like Antifo. Leave Salah alone. Yeah, man. Gavi clearly don't watch football. To watch football and to think that Salah couldn't compete for the World Player of the Year in the 1990s. You don't understand Salah ability to. Hey, you don't think Gavi watch enough high quality, high level football to understand how brilliant Mohamed Salah is? Good day. It's quite obvious that Gavi either don't know Salah or don't know football, but then again, he could well be both. Flacco. Yeah, I think it's both. Zidane, good afternoon. Today I was calling for the first time. I was holding so long I have to hang up. You have CC too long. Toughest from Portmore. Then try again, the toughest. All right. Gavi doesn't watch football. Stop talking to him about football. If you go and try to teach him, it's tough still, But have to try to educate. But on the right, it's clear. When you ask someone if you know Sergio Busquets, who was a part of Spain, European, and World Cup winning team, that juggernaut team, And he was also a part of arguably the greatest club team of all time. Playing with arguably the greatest player of all time, and you don't see enough of those things. Everybody used to watch Barcelona. They played beautiful football. Messi was on the team. They faced Real Madrid in multiple games. They won the Champions League. He played for Spain as well, World Cup. If you don't watch Busquets often, who you watch often? You don't watch football then. Yeah, you don't watch football often then. All right, so, all right. Let's look at the basketball lady. I'm saying that sometimes, oh, she deleted. Okay, but I would love to hear from her because she normally, in terms of basketball, man, stop stuff, Nicholas. When the basketball, you talk basketball. Long time. All right, so let me read this final one. The Ballon d'Or doesn't always go to the best player in the world all the time, as a lot of time we see where questionable players receive the award, which they don't. I've never seen a player not being in the mix and win the Ballon. This is not true. This texter, name me a player. Not because you disagree doesn't mean the player is not in the conversation anymore. So give me the player who won the Ballon d'Or and it was a complete joke. He never have no chance of winning the Ballon d'Or. We must stop this thing, my boss. So there are years when you could put up good arguments that this player was one and the one who actually won it should have come third. But he was among the top three nonetheless. So don't do that, my boss. Don't do that to yourself. You can't name me a winner of the Ballon d'Or that you say is a complete joke and he was not in the conversation at all. You cannot do any such thing. I do that to the people. Yeah. So and the argument that Gary put forward was not that. He said the man can't compete or in the conversation for Ballon d'Or if he played in the night. That is foolishness. All right, Houston and OKC is confirmed the top two seeds in the West. The caller was which caller was that? But I said that earlier that to pioneer that Houston has confirmed as the number 2 seed. I don't know what you're saying, the caller was on. All right, let's read. This will be the final one for sure. Reading out stats don't tell me if you see the person play. But I don't see who said that takes off public play. Let's go Google. Raya was Brazil captain, and if you never saw him play, you would think he was great player being Brazil captain on a team that eventually went on to win the World Cup in 1994. Like for example, Dunga as a defensive can't compete with a lot of defense. Dunga can't play football like Roger. None at all. But Dunga was a big baller in the 90s. Yeah. None at all Dunga can't play football like Roger. And he was the star for Brazil in that role. All right, that is it for the WhatsApp text messages for now. We take some more a little later on in the program. All right, 615-2841. That's 615-2841 or 676-6968. Call through and let your voice be heard. I think, so I'm not seeing the game right now. Going back on it. Hello.
Good afternoon, Matthew.
Good afternoon. Who's this, Bull?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. What's up, Bull?
What's up with the dog number?
No, man. Once he calls, I'm going to respond.
If the man don't know surgical cases, you think he's going to know Mo Salah? That man not watch football. He doesn't know what Mo Salah can do because he does not watch football unless it's World Cup.
It's true.
And he's not even normal like Mo Salah played at the World Cup. So I'm going to say he doesn't know until his World Cup finals.
Yeah.
So
he only watches the World Cup final.
Exactly. So the only reason why I rate Mbappe is because what Mbappe did in 2018 World Cup and when he went tired and did again in 2022. That's why I give Mbappe so much weight.
Yeah, man, it's true. You're correct. I'm sound that way.
If you watch Champions League, that's the Mbappe out there choking 4 years straight. one much years.
Yeah. Flop last year and flop in the first leg. Yeah, that day.
Yeah,
and you want to pressure grandfather. And the man in prime where you rate. You're not saying about it. You know objective. No, man, he watches the Champions League big games, man. It's lack objective.
Anyway.
Yes.
This is the Georgian. He's not playing no World Cup. We'll just find Aston Villa back in the Champions League.
Who?
From Napoli, the youth from Georgia.
Oh, okay.
It might have really difficult to pronounce. One of the best in football.
Yes.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, man, correct. Oh, is him
So-
score the thing they jump off? Him score the second goal because Paris Saint-Germain lead 2-1 now.
Him scored second goal.
Hey.
Defender go take
It's where them
the
get him
ball
from. It's where them get him from.
Napoli.
The man wicked. The man bad bull.
Napoli. The man there Napoli are
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, him and Osimhen and both of them left Napoli team. You know. Yeah, but the game yesterday, why not in a wildest dream, any Arsenal fan would wake up and see. The only man as an Arsenal fan who predicted any scoreline like this was one they called Ty from Arsenal Fan TV.
Yes.
And when he made his prediction, Robbie and all of them look at him and say, you see why people think you're delusional. So, man come now, and Declan Rice was absolutely brilliant in that game.
Yeah, man.
But I want to highlight another player, and that player is Timber.
Oh, yes. Remember we spoke about him when he signed last year, you know?
He signed that.
Yeah, man.
Normally.
Yes, man. We did talk about it. It was a great signing, man. He was injured.
Great signing. I tell you that he was a great signing.
Yeah, man. I remember our discussions about him. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Excellent player. It doesn't what Arsenal's defense line did and also their midfield. Because I thought Real Madrid gave up too much in the middle of the park. That soon get on that in terms of tactically how they were set up. So when you look at what he did, the Arsenal defense line to keep out Real Madrid forward line because it's not easy to keep out such quality for long. They're talking about Jude Bellingham was non-existent in that game. Mbappe got a few chances, but they shut the door on him a lot. And Kelly was absolutely brilliant versus Rodrigo.
Yes.
So when you look at what they did in order to keep the clean sheet and then put 3 past Real Madrid, they have to think that possibly outside of the Liverpool come out against Bayern Munich, not Bayern Munich, but Barcelona.
Yes.
That's probably one of the greatest teams display in the Champions League in England in terms of how they put down the ball. Talking about against quality of position.
Yes.
But I want to say,
Hold the line. We have a break. We'll take it. We'll come back.
If you need a prescription filled, Gold Line Pharmacy at Main Street, Chapelton, Clarendon guarantees fast service at a great price. You will find gifts, household items, cosmetics, and stationery too. When you are looking for fast, friendly service, visit Gold Line Pharmacy, Main Street, Chapelton, 876-785-0128. We are caring beyond prescriptions. Gold Line Pharmacy, the name you can trust. Serving our clients is our first responsibility.
Give a little something. US $1 JD 150 every time you receive a remittance from Lasco Money Transfer to sponsor a social project selected by the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange. Say, I want to donate $1 to the cashier. Donations accepted at these locations: 38.5 Red Hills Road, Kingston 10, 15 Chandos Place, Poppin Square, Kingston 10, and Shop 203 Bay West Shopping Center, 3 St. James Street, Montego Bay.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number 1 daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk.
All right, welcome back to the show. Back with your bull.
Yeah. So when you look at the makeup of Arsenal midfield, so basically, depending on the point of the game, Arsenal makes sometimes a 5 in midfield because even though Mourinho is the forward, they kind of play with a false nine kind of thing. So he drops into midfield some of the time, and then the inverted wing back comes in field, so that's 5. I thought they outnumbered Real Madrid in the middle of the park, especially when they were on the ball. So it was easy for them to find the extra man, and Skelly was always an extra player, and sometimes Odegaard. So Real Madrid, I thought Ancelotti did not do enough to counter that. Didn't have enough on the field at the time because you're going to ask players like Rodrigo and Bellingham to kind of tuck in to try to get your 4 in midfield, and Madrid does not have the legs to go around, especially with Rice and Partey in that kind of mind frame in terms of how they were tackling everything that moved.
Yes.
And they were brilliant on the ball, driving the ball through the middle of the park. If you take a look at the third goal, that encompasses everything that I'm talking about.
Yes, indeed.
Freeman.
Yes.
When they moved the ball from the right-hand side to the left-hand side, they got to Rice. Rice was in about 30 yards of space. And to think all these players, and you have to give Arteta space for that thing, because it's most something that he highlights. Every single time one of these free midfielders got the ball, it was Odegaard in the first half, and now you saw it with Rice. His first thought was to get right in the mix, get right to it, just eat up that space as fast as possible. And that was how the third goal came. That was also how the second goal came. Because what happened is that Saka came in and became probably the free man because Kelly gave like an underlapping run. And then Saka took the ball and just drive to Real Madrid back line. So you have to give Arteta a lot of credit for what he did. A lot of persons beat Arteta on this program, not win anything. Of course, he hasn't won the trophy, and the tie is definitely over, not over. But you have to give credit for what he did on the day. However, next week.
No man, this tie over, Bull.
You think it's over?
This tie over.
I think I really go for Real Madrid.
Early goal. Tell them to come score 3 goals against this defense and I can see. Hey.
No man, you're saying this defense, they have to take into consideration that Gabriel is not a part of it.
And more pressure will come in the burner.
And more pressure will come. And early in that.
Hey. Me would have played. A lot of people tell me say Ben White the match sharp. He come off. Me not playing. Hey, you see me think he can run a lap, 2 lap and be better than everybody. The man, the reason why he may get trophies left with you is because this side was dominant. They also doing possession in the ball. I don't rate him better. I'm afraid of him.
He made 2 mistakes early. One, cool boy, ball bumped over him.
He do it against West Everton as well and cast with the penalty. A lot of people look for the bad call, but it's him cast it. Why the ball is pumped? So just come and hit the ball. The man is a joke.
Yeah, man. So he made a terrible mistake. So in this game now, you have to think that a great coach like Carlo is going to look what Arsenal do and try to counter it. You understand? You think it's over? I think it's 60-40. And the reason why it's 60-40.
I get 37.
I think it's 60-40. And let's say 60-40. It's real much we're talking about. Firepower that they have. They're going to start that fast.
Yes.
If they happen to be early, don't need to be.
Yes.
It could be a long time before I get. But it all depends on that first 20. After the people for that 20 minutes and be able to show that they have the threat and the counter.
I don't think the keeping them out is going to be the problem. The problem is that they might very well score. But
I'm talking about Arsenal.
No, because their mindset is that 3 down against a big team, we need to attack. What can Arsenal do now? Even if Arsenal don't score early, one real counter attack, testing for them. They have to know what to do. You understand? So, you know who's going to be key for Arsenal? We need to have to tell me who's going to be key for Arsenal at his best part. You have ball. It's with this pace and it's to run at people.
But I said it to you. I said that's it.
Yeah, man, if I got grass, so we need to be at the best. Yes.
All the players are one of them eat up from like really quickly. It's marketing. Yes. You understand? Yes. But yes, you have to think that Carlo Ancelotti is going to have to leave because he's going to try to go for it. He's going to want kind of secure the backline as a Real Madrid on the outside. I mentioned it in the pool to you guys. On the outside, Real Madrid will have pockets. They think Mendy will be back because he's not to a Mendy is going to be back. They'll have some of it back. So they might not see Valverde in the different part. No, he's going to be back. I'll come back in. Yes. And he's quick as well. So looking at somebody who can match up with Rice, they come back in the middle back and the speed and everything. So the second leg is that the first goal, if it comes early, to Real Madrid. Just going over there.
All right. They are the defending champions.
Yeah, man. And for a reason, they do over. So, and you're not going to get that too really, man. Rodrigo and all them come on.
They're going to be better at home. They're going to be better. But I think it's too much.
But you think it's too much?
Yes.
Yeah, man. Maybe. But that's what I want.
That's why I watch the game, and nobody will miss that game. And you know, the haters, them who don't like Real Madrid, won't miss it. And then the people who want to back Arsenal won't miss it either.
I have no problem with Real Madrid. I don't want to beat myself. And I definitely don't want Arsenal. So we need this good one and beat them. Penalty, so we can fuck them Arsenal.
All right.
All
right, cool. Hey, an early call, I call it. The two All he did was call the ask. Zidane, are you saying the ties? I say, yeah. If me rich now, I'm $1 million money. And the man said, that's what you say, Zidane. All right, the guy. The man the one said, the one have a discussion with me. The man just want to say, come Thursday next week, Zidane. He's going to come for you. Because he might be scared that something much going to deal with the case. You know, over yet, but let us see. All right, so that was a great call from great analysis. All right, what would you know? So it's 2-1 now. Paris Saint-Germain did Aston Villa. Him look dangerous enough. Aston Villa. Paris Saint-Germain. Yeah, comfortable in possession. They move the ball quickly. They're attacking players. There's so much fluidity in their play. So it's not easy to track a player even when the man they keep moving. So even when you sit, they find ways to open you up. They're brilliant. They're bad. They look better than Arsenal, because them play Liverpool, and now they play a solid Aston Villa team, and they look very comfortable. They look good. So if that's the game, Arsenal Paris Saint-Germain will be a game. I think Paris Saint-Germain, based on what I'm seeing, would start favorite in that two-legged. Yeah, they look impressive, man. Very impressive. Yeah, man. It's a quality young team, man. Very good team. So you have to give Luis Enrique something. He didn't get a lot of ratings because the coach was a top team. Yeah. Suarez and Neymar, Messi of the world. But now he's proving him actually. And the coach can do. You can see that his football is this is what he wants. Very, very. It's a good watch. So very honest. We go back online. Not quite yet. Or the boss, no, because this is on the screen. So I'm watching this game actually. I can't see this game. So the Barcelona, Barcelona is doing up. So Rafinha. So Rafinha is on the score sheet of the ball. So you can see the Barcelona. Rafinha get 2 goals or 3 goals over these 2 legs of the boss and then destroy anybody in the semi-final. And Barcelona want to win the champion. That Ballon d'Or is Rafinha. Over Salah. Timo, you can't say the text the foolishness, Timo. I think about goals. Like think of goals alone count. They want to play balls outside and score for the balls. They have to score it half up for the opposite team. But this performance is not something. Sack your coach and a father in the team as well. I think this was expected. So again, that semi-final between Inter and Bayern is so once again, so people, no matter what you think, the game will go sweet and the tide will go enticing going into the game. All right. So Barcelona they lead 3-0. By the way, Robert Lewandowski, one of Highgate's favorite striker. Because in the flash, they didn't give a lot of rating, but in terms of finishing. I remember Highgate was making that point that G-Star backed him up with some wonderful stats. That Robert Lewandowski is one of the best the game has ever seen in terms of the ability to put the ball into the back of the net at all levels. Once he has the relatively good support around, I think he'll be right up there. So he has gotten to win this contest against his former club. Yeah. Didn't he used to play for Borussia Dortmund while Klopp was there, and then them raid him as usual. You know, Bayern Munich, once you turn star, and them going to raid and carry over Bayern. Yes. So he was a part of that Dortmund team. I think they won the league as well. So Lewandowski is a top striker. All right, so so the people who always are cosmic. No, but what is happening is that while the lines are much better now, Nicholas, there's still a problem occasionally where people call, hold, and it drop. Because I get complaints every day. So that's the case. So sometimes they call and hold it and then it drop. And that can be frustrating. It's not like before when it's more constant. We'll go back on the line. Hello. Hello, good afternoon. Right, so there's one dropping there. So we take the break. We take the break. I'll read sports then.
For financial news and the latest developments in the business community and economy, Financially Speaking is the top choice. Join me, your host Errol Gregory, Mondays and Wednesdays at 12:30 p.m. as we look at current economic issues, provide small business tips, and help you to build your business and portfolio. That's Financially Speaking, sponsored by Jamaica Stock Exchange, JSC Online Trading.
It's now time for Sports in a Minute, sponsored by Edgechem, Western Sports, Megamart, Spectrum Insurance Brokers, Dangel Auto Spears and Accessories Limited, and Fosrich. Alrighty then, in Champions League action at the moment, Barcelona, they lead Borussia Dortmund in the second half by 3-0, courtesy of strikes from Rafinha and Robert Lewandowski in the 25th minute, 48th minute, and 60th minute respectively. And in the other game on the day, Paris Saint-Germain, they lead Aston Villa by 2-1 after 70 minutes. And that's your Sports in a Minute. Sports in a Minute was sponsored by Edgechem, changing lives 1 gallon at a time. Western Sports, the sports people. Megamart, best value by far. Spectrum Insurance Brokers, setting the industry standard. Dangel Auto Spears and Accessories Limited at 20 Balmoral Avenue, Kingston 10, and shop number 10, 1A Chapelton Road. Call 876-929-9146. And Fosrich.
Listen up, Jamaica. At Fosrich, everybody's getting a solar water heater. $20,000 deposit. 6 months to pay. What a deal. Fosrich Financing.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk.
All right, then there will be a VAR check because Hakimi was played through. It seems as if he's slightly off, but it looks close. And Aston Villa needs to be careful because the game is stretched right now. They're trying to go for more to find an equalizer. And it's likely that Paris Saint-Germain is looking far more likely to score another goal than them. So you don't want to go 3-1 down. I think they must try to keep it as close as possible because I predicted yesterday I think that Paris Saint-Germain. Actually, I predicted a 2-1 victory. That this would be an exacta. So help me look good. Don't get blown away, Aston. It's better you go back home only down by a goal. And they see what I'm from there. Don't let them stretch the knee. So I know it's difficult, but you have to be careful. We'll go back on that. Hello.
Yes, Mr. Matthews, how are you doing?
Good afternoon, Mr. Christie.
Yeah, one day, Arsenal whop up Madrid.
Yes.
Like, kind of, Real Madrid are one of them teams that always have some luck. Kind of like when they get whop up,
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they clear full two out a top draw.
Yeah, man. Top draw, man. One beautiful curler, but the other one was perfection.
I don't know how you can say, I don't know, but you can say the since of the free kick to everybody at this house. I don't know how a man can say this one is better and prefer this one, but that one is so harder to be done.
No, man, you can't prefer one thing and I admit that.
The one
yeah, man, that can. Yeah, but he knows that.
And you know, a part of the reason why I come to understand, a lot of people hate for Messi and like Cristiano is because Ronaldo stuff seems like it's easier to be done, and then Messi got another level where some stuff for him do is not. You don't think nobody else can do it?
Yeah, exactly.
The problem I understand with them.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
so a lot of people prefer Ronaldo, but they know Messi is better. Yeah. That's it, exactly. Yeah, they prefer Ronaldo. They like how he play.
Yeah, I think,
but they know Messi better.
Yeah,
they know Messi is harder to find out.
Can be their favorite player, but them can understand where Messi is. I think that's the same thing. Yeah. But the second one there, obviously, which part him put the ball there? No matter what Courtois do, him now go get.
Yes. But it was over Courtois' side, you know. So when they stand up, you know, and he's long and he's brilliant, you know. And the man could never get.
You saw the man long.
Yes.
Yo, the man take out one from. I forgot who head down one. And he. The man long, brother.
Brilliant, man.
Yeah, what Courtois, it was a tour in our side to in a game, in a final.
Yeah, man, want to lose one love, man. The man was man of the match.
Man of the match, brother. They can preach, you know. You can preach much, you know, and you still on the still turn.
Yeah, man, a top keeper, man.
You know, top keeper. So to get 3 and tell the truth, the boys them a score.
Yeah, I see them.
Tell the truth, a play, yeah.
Everything I skim the post, my boss.
Anything we put close, swimming,
yeah.
Come up with a save.
Yes.
One time the team have a double save, party, hit one. Just outside the box.
And it took a slight deflection. Yeah.
One time and it did it. Brother. I don't know, but
it's only a fight over him one time. The fight, budget fight over the man.
Yeah. When they try to do, that's the only way you're going to beat them.
Yeah.
When it's like, and that's why them feel defeated, because they know that them never have a chance of getting to them. None of them part.
Yeah. Hey, Arteta and Odegaard hold them head when the second one going, you know. That teacher I get look about. He said, I get don't do them something to yourself. Don't do that to yourself.
No, man.
After Arteta celebrated when it went in, the man who him head in disbelief. I said, yo, that was perfection. That was a year their life freaking from another world.
Yeah. Anybody will understand the game at that end, know it.
Yeah.
The technique and everything where it takes to do that. I don't know normal. And to get the big part about serving the ball, I think easier than getting the ball for deep to come back down under the post. I think that is a harder.
Yeah, because generally the less space you hit the ball with, you have more control over the ball.
Yeah, so to get back the ball for deep, and if you ask a man to curve a ball, like to kick a ball and get bent on it, he probably can't do that.
Most footballers
more than to get back the ball to deep, for kick it out of pace and get it back for deep right.
Yeah, man.
And then easy.
Yes.
So that again can say at that job. But the basketball, Lakers beat up OKC. Never get to talk about that, but that was a good blowout. But then Luka emotions get the bedtime.
No man, I hear that in the referee pet him about.
Yeah.
You can't kick out a superstar like that.
I think Luka has to take responsibility.
No man.
It's just that in there at the side of the referee. When he couldn't go for the referee too, just like when he said to a fan.
No, but what could he have said? The only reason a player of his ilk should be kicked out of a game, unless it's indirectly disrespect your family or he's saying something racist, my boss.
No man, I think if Luka says something, let's say it never was for the fan and it was for the referee. You saying him should still get kicked out for it?
No man, it depends on what was said. I don't think Luka would say something that derogatory that you think say automatically.
Yeah, but
that's a technical.
We don't know. So me ask. That's why I try to get where you're
at. But why would he do? Remember, at that point in time, he just made a brilliant play and scored a brilliant basket. What would frustrate him so much to say something that derogatory so the referee have to give him a technical? Me not buy into that, my boss. Me not buy into that, Christian.
Unless it's a German Green thing where the
petting the referee it's him give the first technical, you know. So like the referee upset a pre the man, my boss.
Yeah, so that means that them get tired and himself.
Alright, the report came out and said it was profanity. The referee said the report came out and they said it's profanity. So him cause about that eject the man out of the game. You never come to see your referee. You don't go want the coach about him. You know him man technical.
It would have to be stupid. That's why tell us that me believes that the referee.
That's why I like football so much because
it would have to be really stupid to talk to the referee there on a technical.
Exactly. Or say something that agrees
but
being on a technical for that.
Yeah, man, I go past that. Boston still look like the team to beat. Them basically just look like them go through the motion. Them can turn it up, them can turn it off. Them just look like them have a gear where them can
rate Christoph Porzingis highly.
Yeah, so I'm not see the team of beat them really and truly, you know. I really don't see the team.
Yeah.
I really think I really think Tatum or Brown would have to shrink in the playoffs. I mean, I see them do it now after them get over the hump one time. It's like, I don't think the same amount of pressure they on them. So them a play without the pressure there. So I really think them can get the double. Because when I'm looking at the West, I say even if OKC full of upset. I say even if OKC
No, OKC not going.
We don't think
OKC not getting to the NBA fight.
Because no man, I look on them against Lakers and I realize that them shy man. Them not ready for the most.
No,
them not ready.
Them not getting. No, they have Golden
State. Them not ready for the most. The big thing when I look and them don't want to see the Lakers not that matter. In a no round of this, them don't want to see the Lakers. Because it just Lakers is a mismatch for them because them don't have a center where Lakers afraid of. That's the weak point of Lakers game.
That little man where them hype. When him just slim, him not really on the game to that. He just long.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm ever telling you now. Say
him the physical.
This is the big. Yes,
it's center like Zubac. It's center like Zubac Lakers with Freda. They are afraid.
Yeah, you see, a man have a lot more length and weight for him. You can back down the Lakers center and get him out of the way easily.
Yes.
So them have to force LeBron in a slot like that because obviously, but then LeBron go there and him give up length.
Yeah.
Because now them taller than LeBron if him go to play center. So, but that's the reason why I think OKC is just a bad. Lakers is a bad matchup for OKC. I just think anytime them see them just have, because even last night game, them didn't blow it wide open until basically Luka.
Yes. So now when Luka, so Lakers led by 1, and then they lost Luka. I remember Achimura wasn't there as well. So it's 2 of Lakers' main score that pretty much gone from the game. While the Thunders have everybody. So they are favorites to win now. But Luka back and Achimura playing against the Thunder. Lakers in 5.
Yeah, I pick them going into the season, but when I look at it now, it just look like them don't ready. Them
man.
Really
It's Shea Gilbert Alexander our boss. He must be average over 30.
But I still think them can beat anybody except the Lakers.
No man, I wouldn't have them over. I wouldn't have them over the Warriors side.
Yeah, me not pick them. Only Lakers not picking them.
Because the fact of the matter is,
just because of Luka doing it, nothing to do with LeBron. Luka just look like when he see them.
Then Luka the best player. Then Luka the best player on the Lakers offensive. You know, Chris Lynch. But Chris Lynch, the reason why I would have the Warriors.
Just look on them and him have a good game.
All right. Shea is because better than me comes down to how good you can be consistently over a long period. Which Shea is in terms of versus Curry. But no.
Yeah.
Curry only need to be better than Shea in 4 games, you know. And if Curry is at his best, then Shea no good like Curry, you know, with Curry, you know. So if the Golden State Warriors is good all round and defend at a higher level, Steph Curry in 4 games, I think can outplay Shea Gilgeous Alexander. You know, if Curry go off, there's not many people at all time that can match him off.
I just think them have more confidence against a team like that. Because then them have to get some scoring. Because the OKC Thunders can score. I think Golden State shot scorer.
You think so?
Yeah, I think them shot scorer. I not pick them against over no OKC.
I think
like I tell you, it's one team in the West I pick over OKC, and it's the Lucas factor. And obviously LeBron and Reeves, and obviously LeBron and Reeves are gonna look like them are gonna give. Them are gonna be the second and third scorer where you need them to be.
What if Denver? What if Denver is healthy?
What if Denver is healthy with Shea and if Denver is healthy, I still have okay.
Okay, all right. Shea bad still. It's a
but
bad.
When I think it's gonna be easy. I think it would have been a harder series than the Golden. I think it would have been easy, but may I go with OKC over all of them.
All right, fair enough.
But the Minnesota first round, that can be a tough one.
Yeah, man.
That can really get them ready. If them get rid of a team like that in our first round series, that can really get them ready.
Yes.
And build some confidence if them can dismiss. But I think a series that 2 would have been a big series.
Yeah, man. I'm looking for. Can't wait.
Yes.
I can't wait for 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, but the basketball season look excited.
Yeah, man.
Well, wait for it for trickle out. Mary called me out for some prediction. We not have time to come give a prediction this week and change it next week. You want me come say, oh, Cavs fans, no chance. and then 2 weeks later, I'm saying, oh, Cavs is the favorite.
No, you're not going to do that.
Try to get me.
You're not going to be a correction.
No, man, I'm not do that.
You're not a
Wait for
correction.
the thing to play out that we're going to know who are play who. Why me if you come and say, oh, if them play them, we can wait. You don't need a prediction before that.
All right.
Already said,
Houston Rockets,
team, so.
no money in my pockets.
Yeah.
Lakers in 5. The Thunders, KFC, Lakers in 5. This is what's in the conference. Steph Curry,
Yeah,
Chef
man,
Curry,
yeah.
anytime I Curry, Lakers in 5.
They say chicken curry, shrimp
Curry,
curry.
Lakers in 5. All right. Big up yourself, my man. We take. By the way, it's not my thing that people. We don't know if we say all of them, but it's Chad and Sharp about some take. When some look at thing where they say no matter what the Lakers in 5, they're bad people. All right. Lamin Lamal has made it 4. Barcelona 4. Borussia Dortmund minutes. So that this tie is probably over. No surprise. What we do? We take the break first, or we take the other? Or we throw to the another report. So we throw to another report from the cricket file, high school cricket file. I will take the break. We're on the break. So we take the break. We'll come back.
Paul, I need help with my vehicle cost this year. It's going through the roof. You think I should call Keith?
You're mad. Don't you want a system that easy for you?
Yeah, man.
You want the best price boat here too?
Yeah, man. I bet you want real-time alert and island-wide coverage. Yeah, man. So the smart choice is Hawkeye.
They will give you a free 30-day trial.
Yeah, man.
Hey, tell me something. You ever say anything but yeah, man?
Yeah, man.
Just say, yeah, man, to Hawk Tracker from Hawkeye. Call us at 926 Hawk. Conditions apply.
For financial news and the latest developments in the business community and economy, Financially Speaking is the top choice. Join me, your host Errol Gregory, Mondays and Wednesdays at 12:30 p.m. as we look at current economic issues, provide small business tips, and help you to build your business and portfolio. That's Financially Speaking, sponsored by Jamaica Stock Exchange, JSC Online Trading.
Truth, yeah. Talking about the truth.
This is Heather White Davis McDonald, and I'm inviting you to join me Tuesdays at 11:30 a.m. to 12 midday for Let's Reason. We will be reasoning on real life issues with real people. So join me and be blessed.
This live report from the Grey Shield Urban Era High School Cricket Final is sponsored by First Global Bank. Let's now join our reporter, Orville Higgins, on location.
All right, thank you very much, and welcome to another report here from the Grey Shield Corporate Era Final, where Excelsior are apparently at this point in time looking set for victory, but you never know. It's a funny old game, but they certainly hold the upper hand in their second innings. They declared a 328 for 6, which means that they set St. Jago 320 to win. Now that 328 for 6 in their second innings was led by David Dewar, who got 107. Justin Adler made 82. Sorry about that. DeMarcus Scott 46 and Nikolai McKenzie 41. All contributed to that mammoth second innings score by Excelsior. They set St. Jago 320 to win. Well, St. Jago certainly hasn't started particularly well. And in fact, were 31 for 3 at tea. They're just coming back out on the field after the tea break. The batsmen gone. Wayne Plummer 4. Cohen Price 6. Samuel Berger gone without scoring. And the two knockout batsmen at the moment are Lee Thomas on 8 and Dejana Williams on 13. So the very latest here at Chedwin Park is that Excelsior 328 for 6 declared in their second innings, setting St. Diego 320 to win. And St. Diego are reeling on 31 for 3 at the moment. We'll have a final recap in maybe half an hour or so from now for the day. But with that, we go back to the sports.
Sponsored by That live report from the Grey Shield Urban Area High School Cricket Final was sponsored by First Global Bank.
You're listening to Jamaica's first and number one daytime sports calling show, The Sports Desk.
Yeah, man, we can't make the sports them because you never know. And maybe 10 years from now, we're back on top, even in shorter than 10 years from now for T20, but you may never know. So, big up the sponsors who sponsor this coverage so people can know that cricket still have one young for them still have play some cricket. And it's nice thing, you know. So, big up First Global who sponsors, what the sponsors of sports on the cricket final. So wonderful from you, First Global. We hope to get to a level, maybe the sponsorship is big enough so, and it's exciting enough so we can get, and there's enough interest, maybe we can get live running commentary from these South cricket matches. Hopefully we can get to that one. I do it have a cost because we could play the entire day. So even for the T20, maybe one day we get to a level back in terms of interest in cricket in Jamaica that people even sponsor the T20 final or semi-final or so on. All right, so still 2-1 in favor of Paris Saint-Germain. I'm seeing now 3 minutes of stoppages. And this would be an exact score. That this is what I predicted while I was talking to Jesse Blake yesterday. The Barcelona, I gave Barcelona a 3-0 victory. So never fall short here. But at least I think listeners can expect I said Barcelona will blow them away. But this one is currently at 2-1. We can look at some WhatsApp text messages in the meantime. Yeah, man. Let's look at the text because everybody has their questions. Call some. We go to the text messages received here, right?
Text message.
It's now time for text messages on the sports desk.
All right. Good day, Zidane. I hear everyone asking where is Bailey. Since returning from Jamaica matches, he's not even on the bench at Aston Villa 3 games now. Firstly, wonder if I can see my 2 favorite teams in the final, Barcelona, Arsenal. You want a Barcelona final? Yeah. It seems that there's some issues down there. I'm not seeing any injury report on him that he's injured and out, and he's not in the squad. Well, it's 3-1 now. What a beautiful finish there. So, but I told you that Aston Villa is too open and they need to just take the 2-1 in them. Oh, somebody's saying Bale is indeed injured. Oh, I wasn't aware. So I can say that credible source is saying that Bailey is indeed injured. And Nicholas is also saying that he saw a report suggesting that he's injured. Zidane, don't write off Lewandowski for the Ballon d'Or. Here you go. No, once a team dominates and get to the finals and win, if there are multiple star outstanding players, you might never know. So yeah, beautiful third. This is who that scored a goal. Is the guy who is who that? Mendes. Is the left back, Non-stop attacking, cutting, sweep down left the goalkeeper and defender for the other. Using right foot and putting at the top bins. Oh Lord. So maybe this is over now. I think 3-1 maybe too much. All right, let's go to another one. Good afternoon. At 80 minutes of the Barcelona game, Rafinha 1 goal and 2 assists. What do you think about the match? Well, I'm not watching that match. I'm watching the Aston Villa PSG game. And I tell you, the text that Dima was talking about the amount of goals the man, but not looking at his creativity and his impact overall outside of the goals. And Rafinha has done for Barcelona. This text coming in here. Bailey is injured. All right, so here you go. All right, so those are the WhatsApp final set of WhatsApp text messages for you there. Another shot coming in before final whistle, just over the crossbar. They definitely can't go forward down. All right. Let's read this one because it's up here. It's from the basketball lady. A team can finish 10 due to injuries to star players. I don't know what that means. I don't know, she's coming back. She's saying it's coming on the backdrop of what was being said. Disappointing from Aston Villa to concede that third goal could be in their death. But going back home, if Real Madrid has a chance against Arsenal going back home, then 2-1. Okay, and somebody's sending that 40 goals for Robert Lewandowski this season at Barca. Now, if this is correct, then I'm at the Ballon d'Or field. Although, but you're right. So the texter who said don't write him off, and now this man is confirming that Lewandowski has 40 goals this season for Barcelona. This is really unlike. I get supposed to feel good. Because Lamine Yamal, why he has been superb. When was Euros? No man, Euros wouldn't count. Euros wouldn't count for this ballot. No man, Euros would have been for the last ballot. Yeah man. No, but they are saying Lewandowski, so they are saying 40 goals is a lot, man, and he's scoring today again. So Lewandowski would like to be up there, man. But Lamine Yamal is a key man for Barcelona as well. I remember one year you had Messi. Was in the top 3 one year Messi, Xavi and Iniesta, 3 Barcelona players. Was it 2010? Or which year was it? I think there was a year when they all 3 finished in the top 3. So it could be one of those years. Who knows? There's Lewandowski, Rafinha, and Lewandowski, Rafinha, and Lamine Yamal. All right. So okay. A team can finish 10th due to injuries to star players. And 16th. Hence the 16th best team. A caller had said that he wants 16 best team to play. Every team can finish 10th due to not having their best players. No, but generally the East is a problem in terms of quality. And it's not fair. It's not due to this star player. So you're right. But most times, it's not because of injuries why the lower end of the Eastern Conference is nowhere close to the West. So you have teams who are much better than some Eastern Conference teams who don't make the playoffs at all. Yeah. So I would prefer the 16 best record. But then no, what they would have to do then is because they make you play against the teams in your conference who are offered and the teams in other conference. So for example, you only play teams from the other conference twice, home and away. While it's 3 or more times for the teams within your conference and your division. So then I think that probably would have to change. Since it's going to be the top 16 teams, then I think it should be that they play the teams same amount of times for the season. Then we have a full reflection of who the 16 teams are. But I don't see the owners with it, right? Because the owners from the East and some of the other they have it. So I think you need like up to 28 or 29 of the owners to agree to such a rule change. All right? So we can take one more call before we get out of here. 615-2841. That's 615-2841. Be the last one. See the consoling Emily Chandier. That is over. Barcelona tie is over. So can look forward to seeing Barcelona in the semifinal. The winner of the Barcelona tie will face the winner of the Bayern Munich versus Inter Milan. All right, so we want one last one, people. 615, and as I said, I've got complaints every day about them calling. Two of them, 615-2841 or 676-6968. 2 minutes. 615-2841 or 676-6968. Call through and let your voice be heard. Any sporting club. Your choice in it. So we're squeezing the last Dega one. All right. Not good. That's what I'm saying. They were Aston Villa was still being cut apart, and they kept looking for the equalizer. I said, it's a two-legged tie. You take the 2-1, and you go back home. You only need to win the game now, and you're in it. Yeah, you're in it. You don't need to be trying to desperate to get equalizer, because not much would change when you go back home. So if the game had ended 2-2, a win for you would take you through. Now, winning the game, it depends on how you win. If you take it extra time, so now you're making it tougher for yourself now because the team is so good. They didn't think they respect the opponents enough, Aston Villa. And they're in trouble now. It's hard now against this marauding attacking team. We look so excellent on the ball and look so great going forward. Yeah, Aston Villa dead. So it's Paris Saint-Germain and Arsenal, 7-5. Can't remember it there. So Richie, you can plan for call Thursday, Oliver. All right, but that is it for the program, people. Big up to all the listeners, big up to all the callers, big up to all the texters, big up to everybody who joined us this afternoon on the Sports Desk. I'm looking forward to hearing from some people tomorrow. Some interesting discussions will be had on the program tomorrow, people, because based on what I see in my phone, it should be good. You're going to hear from some of the big juggernaut callers. All right, join us tomorrow, same place, same time. We'll do it all over again. Until then, have yourselves a wonderful evening.
That's the Sports Desk for today. Remember to tune in and participate on the Sports Desk Mondays through to Fridays, 1 to 4 p.m.
You're listening to Omega Radio, broadcasting live. Omega Radio, Omega Radio, Omega.
Maxfield Bakery for breads and buns and bullets too. It's Maxfield Bakery for the best Easter bun. You know that's
Maxfield Easter Bun, the juicy fruity Easter bun. Order online and send abroad at maxfieldbakery.com or call Maxfield Bakery at 926-2160 or 929-3897 and get yours before they're done. Scatter say so.
For financial news and the latest developments in the business community and economy, Financially Speaking is the top choice. Join me, your host Errol Gregory, Mondays and Wednesdays at 12:30 p.m. as we look at current economic issues, provide small business tips, and help you to build your business and portfolio. That's Financially Speaking, sponsored by Jamaica Stock Exchange, JSC Online Trading.
Mommy, can we buy some Easter bun, please? Make sure it's Whitfield Easter bun, because it tastes so good. You can eat it with butter, cheese. You can eat it with anything. You can even eat it by itself. Just buy it. Try it. You will love it. Whitfield is the best Easter bun. From it reach your shelf, say it done. Buy Whitfield Easter bun.
Get it in your supermarket and grocers island-wide. Visit us at 4 Western Park, Maypen, and 1 near Richmond Park Avenue, Kingston 10.
Call us at 876-986-2256 or 210-3772.
Set the trend.
The trend-setting Sports Desk, Mondays to Fridays, 1 to 4 p.m., is Jamaica's #1 call-in sports program. Join me, Orville Higgins, and me, Christopher Zidane Matthews, as we continue to take call-in sports discussions to the highest levels on radio. The Sports Desk, Mondays to Fridays, 1 to 4 p.m. on Jamaica's #1 sports radio station. The hour between 3 and 4 p.m. is sponsored by Western Sports, the sports people, with locations in Kingston, Ocho Rios, and Montego Bay.
At least one of them. Start